Week of football. How you doing? Right? Week of football, man. We're looking forward to it. So we got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Eagles play the Baltimore Ravens. That'll be on Saturday. What is it now? 34 days also until the Commanders game. 19 days until week 0 of college football. 19 days. Yeah. Until the Dublin game. And college football's here. Dude, we're rolling. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Ton of news. Ton of news. By the way, I do want to give you guys the first heads up on what's going to be a story all week and maybe by the end of the week. University of Miami is in contact with the Big Ten in joining the conference and maybe becoming a member. And so these talks have been going on now for about 3 weeks. And I was talking to some lawmakers, and lawmakers were saying that the Big Ten is now talking with the University of Miami. And I think Florida State's going to be the other team that's going to travel with them. Clemson's going to go potentially to the Southeastern Conference. So keep that in mind, that's a pretty big move for UM, getting an opportunity to go and play in the Big Ten. So that's really enormous. Hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. What an absolute huge weekend in news for the Eagles. And we'll take a look at those Baltimore Ravens as we prep for the game and for the first game. Now, I want to do this. So I heard all the optimism. Oh, my God, he's under center. He's doing this. Hey, did Mekhi Lemon practice today? That'd be no. So no Mekhi Lemon again? What is this guy, made of balsa wood? Hey, listen, he better be Cooper DeJean now. I sure hope he has the same impact as Cooper DeJean. Missing all the time he's missed. And then he gets put on the field, and this guy turns out to be a superstar. I sure hope that's the case for you. Because if not, this guy's missed a shitload of time. And not like Devontae Smith having a hamstring injury. This guy's a rookie. Plus, on top of that, he's missed OTAs and minicamp. I mean, there's no way around it. A rookie has missed a shitload of time. Suave, appreciate you coming aboard here. Still early? You got 8 more practices left, guy, before you start prepping for the Commanders. 8 more. Good night. I love that guy. Still early. Early for what? In his career? Okay. Early to start the season? No, it's not. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming aboard here. Can't believe we got 19 days until college football also. So let's get into the topics here. So Lane Johnson, his final season as a Philadelphia Eagle. And I would say this, the more successful they are, the more likelihood he's gone. If they don't play well, there could be a possibility he doesn't want to end it that way. But if the Eagles get to an NFC title game, they get to a divisional game, hell, they make it to the playoffs, most likely he's done. It's been a great career. It really has. And he's been an influential player on that roster. He's seen some of the greatest success in the history of the team. 3 Super Bowls, 2 wins, 3 appearances, numerous Pro Bowls. He'll go down as the greatest offensive lineman in Philadelphia Eagle history. There's no question. And that includes Jason Kelce, who most likely will make it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, in all the years that they've had great football players, Lane will go down as one of the greatest offensive players, not just O-linemen, but greatest offensive players in Eagle history. He'll be in the conversations with the Bednareks and them guys. Reggie Whites, Dawkins, all them guys. Yes, he'll be in that lane for Lane Johnson. And I love the fact that he's coming back. As I said, he probably contemplated retirement and said, I'll do it one more year. Lane was contemplating retirement. You don't come back out of a week's absence and say in your first statement, hey, listen, this is probably my last year. This guy was thinking about calling it a career. That's why when we first put that out there, you think he's retiring? I think this guy said, you know what? I've got to debate if I want to come back and do it one more year. He put all the prep in, and he said, let's do it one last time. Okay. Wants to go out on a high note instead of a low note like he did a year ago where he missed half the season. Kudos to him, man. He wants to go out on a high note as a player. I don't know what the team's going to do, but he wants to go out on a high note. Okay? So kudos. And I agree, Flex. Let's go Lane. Rooting for that dude to have an all-pro year. Feels very hard for a rookie to make up for missed time early. How he's always working to find a missing piece. How he takes a lot of swings and misses on a few lately, but he works the league. He does. Okay? Oh, and by the way, the amount of time that the guy's missed as a rookie, he was already telling you he was struggling with the playbook in minicamp. How many people don't remember that? That he said he was struggling with the playbook in OTAs. Anybody remember that? Probably not. So if you're struggling with the playbook and you're struggling to get on the field, it's not a real good way to start the 2026 season. Struggling with the playbook. Hey, by the way, it takes no talent to read. Get this. How many people, he didn't say that? How many people remember him saying that he was struggling with the new offense? And Prince sits there lying. Let's start Monday off with Prince lying through his teeth. How many people forget that? Or how many people believe Prince when he says this? Prince says he didn't say that. Anybody? Oh, yeah. No, Prince. Not you. Never you lie or stretch the truth. About what? Hey, Prince. So Prince is saying he never said he was struggling with the offense in the playbook. Talk about it's an asshole. This guy's the ultimate. You talk about eagle green glaze color glasses. There's one of your boys. Damn, we shitting on a rookie like he's going to be the next Randy Moss. Shutting on the rookie like he's going to be the next Randy Moss. Let the kid show us what he can do. I'd love to see that, Martin. Get on the football field, Bolsowood. He's talking about Lane. Who? When did Lane say he was struggling with the playbook? Flex, you and Sills have me crying laughing. Makai Lemon said that. Sills and I said he shouldn't have said that to the media. Hey, DFW, how about Prince covering for him? He never said that. He's my boy. He's my first-round draft choice. Sileo, don't bring up the truth. That's a horrible thing when you bring up the truth. All right. So good. It's great to see Lane Johnson back. It really is. Great to see him back, and I hope he ends his career on a super high note this year for the team. Absolutely. Nick Sirianni spoke to the team. We'll talk about that lemon meringue pie, Makai Lemon. We'll talk about Nick Sirianni and get his comments on Jalen Hurts. USA Today had some interesting comments about your Eagles and some NFL play callers. I love Sills. It's always love. How you doing, Flexin? So this is what I'm going to do. Where's my boy Prince? Here he is. That message couldn't be more clear. What, that he can't read a playbook? So here, and this guy never agrees with me. Lemon said it. But look at Prince throwing cover for his boy Lemon Meringue Pie. Way to go, man. Lemon Meringue Pie. I don't understand the playbook, and I can't get on the field. But hey, Lemon Meringue Pie will be out there soon, Prince. I can promise you, he'll be out there. And he'll make the same impact as Cooper DeJean. I can't wait to see Lemon Meringue Pie. Prince's new guy. Throwing cover for him. How you doing? All right. So I'm going to read something here. By the way, don't forget, right after the program, Birds 365, and John McMullen will be out there at practice here. And my boy Prince, though, man, I got to tell you, he's going to be a great one. This guy's going to be the next Devontae Smith. Ain't he, Prince? All right. Sills, he said it, but I'm hoping struggling with the playbook, man, terminology. Probably so. He needs to learn a new language. Hard to use terms, the new terms, if you're not in the huddle to get tested. Correct. Wait. Let's see the new lie. What are you talking about? I never once mentioned lemon meringue pie. You said he didn't say it. Whatever, guys. Sit back and relax. Pull up a chair, princess, and let's roll here. All right. I want to read you something here. Big Sills here on a Monday. I'm feeling frisky. Yes, sir, boy. I am feeling frisky. And I want to read. Let me get somebody else's perspective. Not that I respect this guy a lot, but let's take a look at day 9 of the Philadelphia Eagles through the lens of a Prince / M. Reyes glazed donut Eagle fan. ESP. So let's see what went down today. All right. This is ESP, who is a glazed donut for the Eagles. And how today went. I have no idea. I haven't read this. Jalen Hurts training camp, day 9. Hurts had a few nice tight throw window passes on Monday. But day 9 of training camp was defined by 2 series for the offense and ended with some controversy. The first was a situational period where the offense got the ball down 4 points, 59 seconds left, and the ball on their own 35-yard line, which set up to be a competitive series, ended after one play when Jalen Hurts threw an interception on the first snap to Q. The throw looked like a poor one, and Q dove to the ground and got it. Wow. Quinyon Mitchell with an INT. Now, there's a story right now in training camp that he got a pick. The second was a situation where the offense got the ball down 8 on the defense's 35-yard line. The offense once again failed to score. On the final play, there was 2 seconds left, and Hurts waited and waited for something to open, but didn't before the play was basically dead. Sack. There was a lot of debate on if Hurts threw to Elijah Moore counted as a TD. The throw was about 10 seconds after the snap. The play felt dead. Hurts did, however, roll out to his right to throw it across his body to Moore from the 10-yard line out. The defense seemed to very clearly feel it didn't count. But because they only rushed 2 defenders, the offense ran a 2-point conversion. I am counting it for the stats. There you go. Glazed donut ESP. The offense ran a 2-point conversion attempt, but at Hurts' pass to Hollywood Brown fell incomplete when Brown tipped it in the end zone. Both Nick Sirianni and Hurts pride themselves on being great in situational football. They will likely both be very disappointed with their offense. Didn't come through in those 2 spots. ESP, Hurts, C- for the day. And the offense. Damn! Damn. I mean, through the eyes of a glazed donut, I finally realized why you don't like kickers. It involves Penn State kicker in the Fiesta Bowl. By the way, did you hear Jake Elliott? The reason that he blamed the misses on a year ago? Wind. What was the quote? Jake Elliott blamed last year's misses on the wind. Bro, you kicking Philly outdoors. You blamed it on the wind? Kickers are not football players. With an idiotic comment like that, you blame missed field goals and extra points on the wind, and you play in Philly. Okay. Hey, kid, what do you want to do? Play in a formaldehyde jar? This Jake Elliott guy, that was something else. Why even put a mic in front of him? That was the stupidest comment. Hey, look, yeah, I blame last year's misses on the wind. You know, it was really windy in the environment. And what else? And what other stupid shit did he say? Oh, yeah, the environment. We really played in some pretty tough conditions last year. And, you know, the conditions really kind of played a factor in some of those misses. Bro, you're one of the highest paid kickers in the league. You're blaming outside wind on why you missed? The wind. Okay, the wind. You got to be kidding me. So I'm 35,000 feet in the air watching. Can't miss the show. Look at this dude, man. This dude's hovering over America, and he's watching it on an airplane right now, and he's watching Big Sills. How you doing? Miss Elliott blames it on the wind. That was some presser. Hey, Jake, what are you doing to try to, get your love of the game back? Well, I really have never really lost the love of the game. Why are you questioning the love of the game? What game? Field goals? That guy doesn't play football. Jake Elliott does not play football. Love of the game. So the Eagles need to get it together. I'm tired of excuses. Rent is almost due. Our next man up, how you doing? The wind. Every time you touched on other teams' training camp, it's all positive, but the Eagles, you focused on the negatives. Unbelievable, Sills. I covered the Eagles. And I told you this before. What's the one part of your football team I don't talk about? That's your defense. Your defense is ready. Here, you want me to make you feel better about yourself there, Ricardo? Here, Ricardo. Your defense is a really good group of men, led by a really great coach. And all the good things are going to happen to your defense. You're going to improve your shitty third down of a year ago. And you're going to get off the field. How's that, Ricardo? You feel good about yourself now? There you go, sweetheart. Guy needs a bink. He's right. Man up, guy. Jake's been worse the past 2 seasons than our pass offense. Hey, it's windy out. You're a kicker, guy. I don't think there's a player on the team that I dislike more than Jake. He needs to be gone. Hey, intern. All right. Hey, I thought it was a stupid comment. Well, we had a lot of really tough weather conditions last year, and it played a lot into the misses. Are you making excuses for you blowing out loud last year? You sure sounded it to me. Feels like hearing late about late throws from camp. Sounds like Kurtz is the same guy. Oh, no. Are you kidding? If you hear some of the people from this past weekend and last week and starting off on Monday, you'll hear Hurts is having a great camp. Okay? I don't know if you could sit here and talk about what they're doing in training camp and say that Jalen Hurts is having a great camp. We'll know that first month and a half of September or first month and a half of the season if the guy's having a good camp. We'll know. How the hell can you sit there and say whether or not he's having a good camp when the offense is trying to find continuity? I like the fact that he's working on different stuff, though. He's working on his feet. He's working on progressions. That is good to hear. But I'll ask you this. 7 years into your pro career, you're working now on it? Damn. So let me get this right. 7 years into your career, you're working on your footwork and your progression throwing. Just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. Yeah, but again, you'll get at least a sense if they can move the ball, won't you? I sure hope so. Seals, weren't the Eagle fans getting on fans of other teams about making excuses about their team's problems? Of course. Dude, with anything we say about the Eagle players or quarterback or coach never applies to their own players. And when it does, the only guy that gets the hall pass is the quarterback. Everyone else gets shade. I mean, look at Prince. Prince is throwing cover for Mekhi Lemon, who's been on the field 2 times. And by the way, how can Sean Mannion talk about Mekhi Lemon being a good football player when he's not been on the field in training camp? Come on, man. This is on the coaches that he is now being taught how to work on progressions and feet. That should have been taught to him in year 1. I blame Nick's lack of knowledge. No. Nick's got great knowledge on pocket quarterbacks. Dude, they're coaching Jalen different than what they did his first 5 years. They coached him as an RPO quarterback his first 5. Now they're going to coach him as a passer. And they're going to see if the second coming of Jalen Hurts is going to be as productive as the first part when they coached him as an RPO quarterback. That's what's happening here. Okay? They're coaching him, his first 5 as an RPO. Now they're going to coach him as a passer. Let's see how he performs. I'm actually looking forward to it. Let's see here. Sills, best player in the huddle on offense is Hurts now. Dude, Hurts is the 6th best player. Mulata's better. Lane's better. Devontae's better. Barkley's better. He's the 5th. Let's see. Mulata, Lane, Devontae, Barkley. Yeah, he's the 5th. I disagree. If he has such great knowledge, why hasn't he taught progression in feet? That needs to be taught whether you're running an RPO or not. You have to have good feet and progressions in both systems. Dude, who said they coached? Oh, no. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Jalen doesn't have the skill set. He's relying on his athleticism his entire career from high school to college. Not saying he can't do it in moments, but he's limited as a passer and how much he can improve. That's a correct statement. Oh, God. Now he's going to start fucking moaning. Can't have it. Sills, we're going to be okay. I called Howie, and I'm competing against Jake in camp. I'll beat him out. Well, you better make sure it's not a windy day. No, make it a windy day, because then you'll beat him out. Because that's the excuses Jake Elliott made. We had bad weather, and it was like really not conducive to really kicking. Even though you kick in Philly. and you kick outside. I heard that guy say that. I'm like, hang on for a minute. The guy kicks in Philadelphia, right? He kicks in Philly, and he's making excuses for the weather. Yeah, it was just a windy year. At the end of the day, you got to remember here that, hey, you got to remember it was really windy a year ago. Okay. It was really windy. Dude was missing extra points on the regular. So what was the excuse for that shit? The wind. Didn't you hear him? Sills, I've been hearing some positive development news. Yeah, I heard it too. Can a 5'11 center survive in today's NFL? I don't know. But I am hearing some good things on him. If the results of this year tells you you need a new quarterback, what do? Try for a trade or draft? I know there's no quarterback that wows us coming out, but sure, there's a quarterback or two that will be good overall. Hey, Bird, if that ever gets to this point on replacing Jalen Hurts, you're not replacing him with Trinidad Chambliss. You're not replacing him with Julian Sain. You're replacing him with Joe Burrow or a Justin Herbert. I'm not replacing Jalen Hurts for a college guy. If I'm taking that guy out, that guy better be somebody special. Oh, maybe I haven't made that clear yet. If this gets to a point where Jalen Hurts has to be replaced, tell me who you're replacing him with. Because if you're replacing him with a dude, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. Mac Jones? No, thank you. I'm taking 5 steps back. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for a dude to walk in here and go, here's my presence. I'm replacing him with a guy from college. Hey, what about the Notre Dame quarterback? Carr, he looks, I'm like, no interest in that. I have zero interest. Zero. Hey, and here's the thing with Mac Jones. Does Kyle Shanahan come with him? Hey, if Kyle Shanahan's coming with him, maybe I'll do that. But if Kyle Shanahan's not coming with him, I have no interest in that. I heard Lampkin, Bell, Ty Robinson, and Darius Cooper all had a good day today during practice. Good to hear Darius is stepping up as a wide receiver starting candidate, as well as Lampkin and Bell showing out. Yeah, well, you don't know how the NFL works. Darius Cooper is not going to get a true look at being a starter in your offense. That is earmarked for your boy, Paper Mache Lemon. An undrafted free agent is not going to start over a first-round draft choice. In what world? Darius Cooper is going to start over Makai Lemon? Well, that won't be a good look. Dude, there's a meritocracy in the NFL. You know what that is? Where you're picked. How much money you get on a signing bonus. How much money you're earning. All is part of the class system in the NFL. Ask yourself this question. If Milton Williams was a first-round draft choice, he'd still be here. He'd still be here. If Nakobe Dean was a first-round draft choice, he'd still be here. Dude, that's how it works. That's good. Hey, Darius Cooper had a good camp last year. Had a good camp. Seals, you think Lemon has lost money already? Nope. Dude, I told you. Here, watch this. I'll tell you exactly. Let's see here. Okay, here. How much money do rookies make in training camp? How much do NFL first-round rookies make in training camp? $2,000 a week. How much do veterans make in an NFL training camp a week? $3,500. Nobody's making their salaries yet. Nobody's making their salaries yet. Okay? They're not making the salaries. They don't make their salaries until the first week of the NFL season. Yeah, what do you think? These guys were making their money right now? They're not making their money. I think that's one of the biggest things that fans don't realize. You're not making that money. Not until the start of the season. Your signing bonus and all the things that you make if you make the roster, you get extra off-season benefits and money and workout. That's why that $750,000 for Jalen Carter is important to him. Yeah, that's right. You don't start making your money until week 1. Hey, Sills, you want to talk about glazing? How about Carter being 29 in the top 100? That's a lot of respect the NFL has for him, especially coming off a bad year. That's good. By the way, I heard he's rejuvenated, and I heard he looks pretty damn good. So if they gave him the contract, I think you should expect a great year out of him. Sills, glad Lane is back. I respect his decision on retirement. Do you think his 2 suspensions will keep him from a first ballot Hall of Fame? Yes, I do. Lane Johnson will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer because of the 2 suspensions. If Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft don't get in on a first ballot for cheating scandals, Lane's going to too pay the price. He'll get in, but he's going to pay the price too. Hey, don't be shocked if they take it out on Brady as well. From a DPT, Lemon's hamstring injury is more problematic because of the style of play. He isn't big, isn't a speed demon, needs routes running to get in and out of cuts. Hamstrings help with stop-and-go moves. I want to see him just get on the field, my friend. Personally, as a Cowboy fan, I hope Howie would sign Hurts to a 5-year, $300 million deal. I think Jalen has been getting worse the past 2 years. Please keep him. And he's a right tackle. I think that's changed because of them flipping pass rushers from weak side to strong side. I think that's changed. It's not the same LT time where right tackles and left tackles were designated differently. Is that because our window or because you don't want to wait 2 to 3 years to develop a draftee? No, I don't want to replace Jalen Hurts with some dude from college. I want to replace him with a veteran. To your point, yes. Ranking 29th in a bad year shows you how much players fear him as a defensive tackle, considering him a problem. I wasn't the one talking about all the problems. You guys were. And again, he had a bad year. I don't know what you're saying. Sills groupies? They're called truth. You know what we are, bro? We're truthers. You're the liar. Proved it out of the gate. Lane somehow doesn't have the respect around the league he deserves. Oh, I think you're wrong on that. The guy played his career on an island. He is seen as great, but he should be seen as one of the greatest of all time. Dude, I don't know about you, man, but I do. I think the guy's a phenomenal football player. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest that you've ever had. Sills, what would Carter have to do to get the Defensive Player of the Year award? I think the Eagles would have to improve that run-stopping defense, third downs, and be a top 10 unit, and probably get that team to the NFC title game. Here, I'm going to show you something on winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Okay? How many people believe that Jalen Carter has a shot to win the Defensive Player of the Year award? So I'll show you here. Okay, let's go down here. And let's do this. NFL. The AP Defensive Player of the Year award. All right. So let's take a look at how many defensive tackles in the last 20 years have won the award. Garrett, edge, Surtain, corner, Garrett, edge, Bosa, edge, TJ Watt, linebacker, Aaron Donald in 2020. Aaron Donald. Khalil Mack, edge, Watt, edge, Kuechly, linebacker, Watt, edge, Terrell Suggs, linebacker, Palomalo, safety, Woodson, corner, Harrison, linebacker, Bob Sanders, safety, Jason Taylor, edge, Brian Urlacher, linebacker, Ray Lewis, linebacker, Derek Brooks, linebacker, Warren Sapp, 1999. 2. How many years is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. In 27 years, 2 DTs have won the Defensive Player of the Year award. Warren Sapp and Aaron Donald, excuse me. Chances of him winning the Defensive Player of the Year award is 0. National media talks about him as a great player, but rarely do they say the best in the league or the best of all time. Well, best of all time, Lane. Best right offensive tackles in NFL history. Now, it's subject, remember this, it's subject to eras too. So, I would say this. He's not better than Forrest Gregg. Is he better than Rayfield Wright? Probably. Is he better than Will Anderson? Willie Anderson. Willie Anderson was a tremendous tackle. Gregg's the best. He's probably better than Bob Brown. He's not better than Ron Mix. He's not better than Will Rofe. Marvin Powell, it's a good one. Lane's in the, I'll tell you what, I would put Lane in the top 5. I would put Lane in top 5 all-time right tackles that have ever played the game. So I put him in that top 5. Yes. Harris Barton is underrated, but Lane's better. Lane's a better football player. Seals, if you're in a conversation, that's all there is, and we're talking about guys who just didn't get beat. No, I mean, I would say that Forrest Gregg is the greatest player that Lombardi ever coached. And Lombardi has said that. Okay? And you got to remember something else. What's the one thing that, hey guys, what's the one thing? What is the one thing that Lane Johnson has over all those other great right tackles? Do you guys know? What's the one thing he has? What do you think the one thing that Lane has over all those players, over the rest of those great offensive tackles? What's the one thing that I would give him the benefit more so than anyone else? What would be that? That separates Lane in a conversation. Footwork, okay? Versatile. One more. It's a pass rushing era. They throw the ball more. Back in Forrest Gregg's time, what did Bart Starr throw the ball? 10 times? What did Sonny Jurgensen throw the ball? 18 times? What did you throw the football in the 70s? 19 times a game? You got quarterbacks today to throw the ball 50, 60 times a ball game. That would take 4 weeks for some quarterbacks like Bob Greasy in the 70s, which means there's more pass rush opportunities to get beat, which means Lane is taking on pass rushers that are the elite guys on the planet that have ever played the game. There's just more opportunity to give up a sack. It's the law of averages. If I only have to go 19 times in a pass protection versus 60, the chances of me, no matter how good I am, giving up a pass sack is high. And when he's not giving up a sack with 60 quarterback snaps, it's exceptional. So in today's NFL, I mean, the opportunities that he gets to not give up sacks is incredible. Lane was suspended for PEDs, not a true Dude, he was suspended twice for PEDs. Performance-enhancing drugs, twice. Stop it. Sills, in your opinion, if Lane Johnson finally does retire, who do you think could possibly play in his position? Well, they're really talking up Markel Bell. And that's a great thing. And by the way, that was quite a compliment from Lane Johnson going out. It's the best rookie I've ever seen. I mean, he doesn't have to say that. And for him to publicly say that, I mean, dude, wherever that was written, or if you have that on tape, I would carry that in my wallet or in my jacket for the rest of my life. That Lane Johnson said, I'm the best rookie he's ever seen. And the best rookie since he's been in Philly. Dude, that's quite a compliment. Well, hey, Greasy or Hurts? Well, since you guys like to go on resumes, Greasy had an undefeated football team and went to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them. And I don't really think much of Bob Greasy. Lane did it on an island. First year now with help. He had 2 seasons without giving up a sack. Okay? Hey, look at this. I just hate Bell went to Miami. You see CNN today? CNN came out with a story. Go to their website. Decades in Sports. How the 1980s Miami Hurricanes became one of the most hated teams in sports history. This is how it began. There have been plenty of dominant teams in the 150 plus years in history of college football, but very few have left a bigger mark on the sport than the Hurricanes of the 80s. The Canes were a team that went against the grain, trash talking in a way that consistently got under their opponent's skin. Celebrating wildly after big plays and dancing in the end zone after touchdowns with swagger that stood out as much as their bright orange jerseys. That made them such a phenom, said John W. Bacon, author of Fourth and Long. The Hurricanes were bold and brash. USC scholar said the Canes were the most hated team of all time because of the way they played and their style of play. Gee, you would have thought these guys would have forgot us by now. You're welcome. Hey, I love doing that. You're welcome. Every single time. You're welcome. Absolutely not. Yeah, you're welcome. Bella's getting reps because Fred Johnson has been horrendous in the new scheme. Hey, dude, I hope Fred's not. I hope you get to use both of them. That'd be great depth. Seals, do you think our offense will forgo the hurry up because of the new system? I hope not, because I think Hurts does a really great job when he's in up tempo. Lame-o Canes are like the Cowboys when it comes to the last time they were relevant. I don't know. We were 41 yards away from winning a national championship about 6 months ago. I mean, I don't know. Seals, I know you played with the Manchester Randy White. He also is from Delaware. Would you rank him a defensive tackles in the history of the National Football League coming out of a small state? Randy White's one of the top 5 defensive tackles to ever play in a game. Nobody played like Randy. I wore 54 in high school because of that guy. Tremendous. Just a freaking insane football player. Fast as hell, too. So it don't matter how many yards y'all was away. Oh, okay. That's it. You just said relevant, guy. Well, let me guess. You know the last time tempo was relevant? They were playing with, like, rugby helmets. And they didn't throw the ball forward. The last time tempo was good in football, they didn't believe in the forward pass. Sills, if we're being honest, those Dolphin teams were led by Zonka, Kick, and Morris. And also, too, don't forget Paul Warfield. Bob was a caboose like Hurts. He was a caboose on them teams. You must not watch Steam Day. All they do is push culture wars and carry about. Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. Sills, no one's a Temple guy. All right. I get it. We won the last time. We was in a champ. Oh, Jesus Christ. We can't talk about the 2020. No. Here's the difference between me and Prince. You bring up the 22 season. CNN brought this up August 9th. Today's the 10th. So they put this story up yesterday. I'm not talking about the Hurricanes. Those are my teams from 40 years ago, and they're still talking about me, Prince. Those are my teams from 40 years ago. My wife even said it to me today. People don't know. They're still writing about me. Can you believe that? I thought they would have forgot us. I didn't bring it up. CNN did. By the way, I posted the story over on my X account. Hey, thanks for bringing us up for 40 years ago. Changing college football. You're welcome. I can't believe they put Messidor as a death piece for Khalil Mack. Awesome. The Commanders are 2 years in versus the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh's a genius. Jim Harbaugh's really doing a nice job there. Let's see here. Oh, so let me double check on one thing here. So did Mekhi Lemon practice today? Let's see here. Eagles. Did Lemon practice? Was he out again? Damn. And you're not concerned about Mekhi Lemon. Sills, I knew you and Jerome were best boys. Did he ever tell you a good Reggie White story? Reggie loved him and loved that defense under Buddy. Dude, Reggie White, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Used to talk in the tongues when he was asleep. He'd start speaking Latin. He was down in Brooksville. I was there. He just would start talking. And you're like, what the hell is it? He was chanting. Jerome was like, yeah, he talks in the tongues when he goes to sleep. It's a true story. Ask anybody. Ask Seth. Ask anybody. This guy started talking Latin when he was sleeping. True story. I heard it. Just like, I thought he was screaming for his life. He was sleeping in Jerome's bed. We're out like with his dad. He's like going into this like chanting. And I said, what's Reggie doing? He's like, yeah, he's sleeping. I know he's sleeping, but what's he saying? Yeah, he talks in the tongues in his sleep. He goes, don't tell anybody. I'm like, what do you mean don't tell anybody? Dude, the craziest shit I ever heard. Hang on. So you'll get flowers to the Niners for lucking up on Purdy when Lance didn't pan out, but when it's Darius Cooper who's panning out. Darius Cooper's panning out? How's he panning out? Eduardo, where have you seen Darius Cooper panning out? I must have missed his great play. Panning out? What do you mean panning out? What? Panning out? What do you mean panning out? You think Darius Cooper's going to start over Mekhi Lemon? Like, are you high? No matter if that guy has a broken foot. Yeah. Darius Cooper is so elite, he's going to start over a first rounder. Hey, I can't wait to see that. How he's going to sell that to what? Well, Lemon missed all this time. So we're going to put Darius Cooper in. All right. If Darius Cooper starts the season as a starter and Lemon doesn't get on the field, well, we know he's already then not in the same category as Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, that guy was a star the first day he stepped on the field. So why doesn't any do Reggie's hump move or Reggie's hump move? Nobody could do that hump move. I've never seen anybody ever duplicate the hump move. Everyone's tried it, no matter how strong you are. Reggie's hump move was just, it's like the sky hook. Only one dude can do it. Cooper hasn't panned out as far as contributing to anything significant yet. Purdy played himself into an NFC championship game when Lance got hurt. Let's do this. Okay. So Lance turned out to be a bust, right? Trey Lance turned out to be a bust. Okay. So Howie's first round draft choice then, in your eyes, would have to turn out to be a bust. And Cooper would cover. He would. He would cover for the first round bust picking at wide receiver again. That'd be bust number 2 at first round wide receivers for Howie if that happens, correct? The Mackay Lemon milk carton is selling off the shelves. Did he practice today? Stowers won't start over Munt. Right now, Stowers is not being physical enough. He needs to play with aggression. Why? He didn't play that way at Vanderbilt. I'm not there yet. No way. Not on August 10th, not even remotely close. It's a terrible start, but I'm not there. I got to see the guy get on the field before you call him a turd or call him a star. Trey Lance is a generational bust. He wasn't just one pick, it's 3. That's like 3 years of first-round bust. Whew. Boy, is that true. Flex, I could see it with Lemon not practicing, not getting any practice. He might not play for the first few weeks, and Cooper would get a shot unless they gave Hollywood the snaps. I liked Hollywood today. I thought Hollywood Brown, man, that dude sounded like a pro. By the way, you really think they're going to start Darius Cooper over Hollywood Brown? Woo. Boy, I don't think that. But I'm not trashing it, kid. It's unfortunate. But he's got to get on that. Hey, DK, that's it right there. Not trashing his ability. He's got to get. I'm trashing his availability. You see what I'm saying, DK? I'm not trashing his ability. I'm trashing his availability. That's the problem, Sills. In the NFL, you better be physical or you won't play too long in the league, especially in an offense that wants to play with some physicality to it, right? Mackay, Rager, Lemon might just not be worth the squeeze. We'll see. Sills, I just haven't heard Hollywood Brown's name all camp. So it's like we talked about, Lemon is having problems with the playbook. Eagles are covering with the hammy. I don't want to go there. I'm going to practice a kid, even if the kid's a stunad. I mean, I'm not going to cover for incompetence. Get the kid's ass out there. Tell him to go do an in route. You got to get him on film to evaluate him. How the hell can you evaluate Mackay Lemon when there's no NFL film on him? And for Sean Mannion, hey, dude, that's why you don't believe coaches. Oh, the work ethic, the this and that. And, oh, he's so attentive sitting on the sidelines with a bag of ice on his hamstring. I can't believe it. What the hell is that? You don't have to oversell it, guy. Everyone knows he's hurt. You don't have to tell us how good he is to cover for Howie so people don't come up with a narrative that they think he sucks. You're overcooking it. If you got to explain a guy like that and you keep explaining it, you're creating a bullseye for people to talk shit on him. Just tell the truth. Hey, kid's got to get on the field. We got to see him. We got to get him on tape. We're very high on the kid. Nothing wrong with being truthful. But here's the Eagles. Oh, my God. You think Prince is talking. Oh, my God, this guy's such a great studier. You should see him on the sidelines with a cup of ice in his hand. Oh, my God, nobody holds a cup of ice like Makai Lemon. It's unbelievable. And when anyone needs water, he runs out there limping away with his hamstring, and he's spectacular. Dude, the hell is that? You don't have to overcook it and bullshit people. I don't have to bullshit anyone. He's hurt. Harbaugh put Trey Lance as QB2. Yeah, I think what's his name likes him. Makai at SC, 79 catches, 1,100 yards plus, 11 TDs, average 14 yards per catch. Means dick in the NFL. Stowers is undeniably athletic, even if he ends up being nothing. Yeah. Yes. Just like Vita tweaked his back in Tampa bullshit. Yeah, he didn't tweak his nothing. He don't want to play there anymore. He's sick and tired of Jason Light and the Buccaneers being cheap. Another practice with no lemonade. Is that right? He missed another one? Damn. Man. Woo. Availability, kids. Availability. So meanwhile, Jacoby Lane, Lemon's backup at SC's killing it at Ravens camp. So athletic that he can't get separation from future used car salesman. Seals, was the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know yet. I don't know. I just want to see him get out there. That's all. Hey, dude, I'm not ripping his ability. I'm ripping his availability. The kids made of balsa wood. Missed all of OTAs. Missed minicamp. Now he's missing all the training camp almost. What? How many? Wait a minute. How many? What is this? Day 9? So what do you got? 8 more practices? Okay. The way our wide receiver room was constructed, we don't need. Okay. It's a great take. So here I put this as a Twitter question, X question. So here's my here's the wide receiver room with no lemon. And here's what people have said so far. So I'll ask you guys. Here's the Eagles passing game as of today. Jalen Hurts, quarterback. Devontae Smith. Dontavian Wicks. Hollywood Brown. And Dallas Goedert. Give me a grade on that. So far, A is 19.2. B is 36.5. C is 32.7. And D is 11.5. And then I'll tell you what I think. What grade would you give that wide receiving core I just named? I ain't worried about Smith. I'm not worried about Smitty. Dude, Smith can miss the entire training camp, get his hamstring right for week 1. Homie starting. C plus objectively. Rooting for Darius Cooper, but he's going to get banged up. Hey, listen, he may get playing time. Makai strained his hammy in spring and in training camp and sprained it again. They're going to keep him out a while this time. A wide receiver having hamstring and strained hamstrings doesn't mean he is injury prone. Well, Curtis, he's practiced one day. Let's see, 9 training camp days, 3 mandatory minicamp days, 2 because he only played 1 at OTAs. So let me get this right. How many? Wait, 9, 3, and 3. 12, 15. So in 15 practices that the team has had so far this year with OTAs, minicamp, and training camp, this guy has missed 14 of them. You think that's an issue? He's missed 14 of 15 practice days so far since he's been an Eagle in April. You think that's an issue? Or no? And some of these were mini camps and OTAs where you're in helmets. He's missed 14 days of 15 eligible practices so far. I can't tell if he's good. We're just assuming it. Darius Cooper seems soft. I don't know about that. I'm not around a guy to call him soft. Eagle faced the Ravens on Saturday night in their first preseason game. Marvin Harrison Jr. could stay where he's at. Do we want another receiver who can't catch? Who's throwing in the ball, Eduardo? Jacoby Brissett? That was the same shit that was said about George Pickens in Pittsburgh. I'd be careful about who's throwing the ball. Everybody said George Pickens was just a dude. Well, he got to a guy who could throw him the football, and this guy's get 1,700 yards. Sills, it sucks that a rookie is missing practice, but it's just a wide receiver hamstring. It means nothing for his future. Nobody's talking about his future. I'm talking about the Commander Week. So here, I'll give you my take. The wide receiver room, Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Dallas Goedert. I agree, C+. I think it's above average wide receiver room. I don't think it's spectacular. I don't think it's anything. I think it's okay. You're not what you've been. Sills, for Mekhi ends up being a first-round pick level player. This wide receiver group, yeah, that's true. Same thing happened to Urban Fryer. He wasted his career in New England. Yeah, they had bullshit quarterbacks up there for him. Absolutely true. That's a great take. Sills, if it rains week 1, should Jake Elliott sit out the game? Oh, my God. I saw that too, man. Hey, if it's raining or windy at the Link against the Commanders in the opener, you might want to bring a new kicker in. Because Jake said the wind played an issue last year on some of the missed kicks. So remember, this is why Jeffrey Lurie wants a dome now. And he wants to get a dome so that Jake Elliott will have perfect surroundings and an environment. So he won't miss those kicks. Hey, can you imagine a football player going, hey, the reason I didn't get to the quarterback was because it was really muddy out there. And I couldn't get to the quarterback. And that really hurt our pass rush because I couldn't get to the quarterback, knowing full well the other team plays on the same shitty mud field. And the other kicker also kicks in the wind. What a dumb comment. That shows you how imbecilic these kicker people are. They're not football players. They're appendages to teams. Nobody talks like that. The wind at home for him was a problem. What about the opposing kicker that made the kicks? Ugh. Hey, it was too windy. I'd rather kick at Franklin Field. Okay. Speaking of Commanders, I heard their right tackle. I did too. Jeremy Tunsil. Daniels needs to have his head on a swivel come week 1 or get the ball out quicker. Yeah, Elliott is a problem, not the wind. Yeah, the wind going through that wind tunnel of his brain. Make a comment like that. The elements? You play fucking football. What do you think? You play chess? You play football. Wind, rain, stormy weather, snow. Hello? It's the fall in Philly. I mean, we had some really bad conditions last year. I was like, this guy's an idiot. It was an idiot. I'm surprised Bob Lane kicked that guy on the... Don't ever put Jake Elliott in front of a mic again. He's an imbecile. Highest paid kicker in the league or whatever. I can't kick because it's too windy in Philly. Seals, like when Richardson took himself out because he was tired and there was a lot going on. Quarterback comes out, hey, we got to call a timeout or take me out because I've been running around here and I'm a little gassed. What? What? Seals, a dome will take away from the elements of smash mouth Philly football. The cold days and the vet were awesome games with Randall and Buddy. Lori, I hope, realizes that no need for the greed. Hey, Mr. Hill, you know one of the reasons that the Vikings have never been back to a Super Bowl? Because they play inside now. That's why they've never been back to a Super Bowl. Those Super Bowls they went to, they played at the Met. They played at Metropolitan Stadium. They played outside when it was 70 below zero. And it was a great home field advantage. When you put the lid on top of that stadium, the Hubert H. Humphrey Dome, they've never been back. They've never been back. Let's see here. I don't know what I have to do with Mekhi Lemon. Seals, didn't you make the same excuses? They played me in the wrong position in Tampa. All players make excuses. Bro, the president of the organization came on here and told you we played Sileo in the wrong place. He was never a nose. Excuses? So, guy, in his opinion, if a guy plays and he's in an RPO, and then now your excuse is going to be for Jalen Hurts this year. The offense was the bad offense for Hurts if he can't run a West Coast offense. Sounds like excuses? That's because you don't know football, guy. You drafted a three... Dude, why don't you stay on topic, fuckbag? Jake Elliott still being our kicker bothers me. The fact that he isn't booted, no pun intended. Dude, the fact that they didn't bring any, competition in for the guy. Hurts had all those weapons and still led the league in 3 and outs. And now you've got a lesser group. Okay? So here, let's go here. So let's take a listen to Sirianni. By the way, 13, what is it? 1329? They've got that thing typed out pretty damn well now for Mr. Word Salad. Pretty much right down the lane, 1329 for him to run the clock out. This guy's good at running the clock out now. He was asked the question right out of the gate. Do you think they should play in the preseason? Now, do you want to take health? Which, by the way, you were not a healthy team last year. You were not. So, your health and how you deal with your team, you were not a healthy team. Right? Receivers missed time. AJ missed time. Lane missed half the season. N'Kobe missed half the season. Or was it the first 5 games? Makuba was hurt. So a year ago, team was pretty banged up, to say the least, going into that Niner game. Okay? So should the Eagles play in the preseason? What should they change direction? Should they play? Don't you think you want to know what you have? Don't you want to know what you have? Still's on a heater today. He hasn't even got to A.J. Brown and Gonzalez drama in New England. Not my fault the rent is due on a guy not here. Void years looked all cute. Eagle health problems mostly were carried over from the 24 Super Bowl year. Okay? What should you do? Sills, nobody's talking about Lane's dead cap hit of $40 million when he retires. Goddard $20 million and AJ salary. What, $30 million on the Pats still? No wonder Hurts has no new deal. Well, they'll probably try to restructure on the way out the door in retirement and almost like give these guys severance deals on the way out. They'll probably package that Lane Johnson deal out the door for Lane, that $40 million. They'll probably give that money to him in full on the way out the door, or a percentage of it. It'll be a limited cap hit. That's what they do. A guy like Lane, I'm giving Lane that dough. We won Super Bowls in 24. Do you think how he pays for it? Well, yeah, because it's going to it's going to affect you signing players moving forward. That doesn't mean you're better. AJ's dead cap hit was already taken care of when he extended Davis and Carter. Gonzo's trying to justify that massive contract he wants. And he's playing every rep with AJ with that in mind. And AJ still winning half the battles. Those are two great football players. And that's great competition. I think that's wonderful. That's how you get better. Lining up against a great football player, and two great football players are lining up against one another. Congratulations. Can you imagine when you got to line up against Seattle in the opener and you're not going against Christian Gonzalez? And you're A.J. Brown? I'll bet you this. A.J. Brown has 115 yards in the opening night because of what he's done in training camp so far. Because he's working with Gonzalez. The Patriots passing game is going to be different heading into that game. in the opener than it was in the Super Bowl. You watch. AJ isn't going against a top 3 cornerback every week. That's correct. He's going against one every day in practice. Seals, if you told me I could 100% win a Super Bowl this year if I fuck over the finances for 27 and 28, I would say sign me up. Hey, Curtis, like I said about the Patriots, look what the Patriots did. 3 shitty years, they're back in a Super Bowl for a reason. Seals Davis looked lean. That's a good sign. That wide receiver room is one of the bottom in the league. It's going to be a long season unless Howie nabs a wide receiver midseason. Wait a minute. You can't sign another wideout with a high draft pick that you would surrender. That would be surrendering on Mekhi Lemon. Let me give up a second or third rounder to go get a wideout? Not happening. Hey, Jeffrey, you know that guy we drafted 4 months ago? Yeah, we need to go get some more help for Hurts in the passing game. I need to put a second or third rounder on it. And we need to go find ourselves somebody like Brian Thomas. Yeah, that's surrendering. That ain't happening. And that's exactly right. That's jumping the gun here. Hang in there. Dude, I told you. I'm not shitting on the kid's ability. I'm shitting on the kid's availability. This is the best wide receiver room the Eagles have had since I started watching in 1965. Oh, my God. These people say anything. Bottom of the league without us even playing any games. These fans, dude, I'm with that at least. He's great in coverage, but he's got Johnny Wilson hands. Hey, good to see Q getting an INT. Do grown men have nothing better to do than shit on a kid all day? Who's shitting on a kid all day? Hey, bro, this is pro fucking football. Man up. What do you think this is, a U.S. gymnastics team tryout? This is pro football. Get out there or don't. You're not going to be anybody if you're in the fucking tub. What are you talking about? This is pro football. Shitting on a kid? Get the fuck out there. Nothing personal. Seriously, man, you need a tissue, guy. This is pro ball. Guy like that, dude, that guy needs a fucking tissue because he's got an issue. Dude, what are you talking about here? The hell you think this is? Shitting on a kid. He's shitting on anybody. He's shitting on the fact that he's missed 14 practices out of 15. I don't know. That's not a way to start it off. Especially in a year you lose AJ. Most of these clowns haven't even played enough quarters to make a complete game. These wide receivers are ass. I get the rookie. He's excluded. Okay. Dude, again, I'm not talking about the kid's ability. I don't know it. Sills, is it fair to say that the wide receiver room has a high floor but also a low ceiling? Man, I hate talking like that, but How about this? If you lose Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown, right? It's a catastrophic loss. If you have Devontae Smith and you lose Dontavian Wicks, and you put Hollywood Brown in that second role, is the drop-off that severe? No. You see, the problem that you have is the drop-off from Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, and Mekhi Lemon, they're all the same guys. But all those guys combined, it's an enormous drop-off from AJ. Sills, it simply is saying in an angry way he needs to just get on the field. Get on the field, man. Dude, everybody wants to see the guy. I want to see him. I want to see how they're going to fit him in. I mean that. I do. 100% Sills. Devontae misses significant time. Pack it up. Not the same guys if we haven't seen them play. You guys turn into a bunch of couch potatoes and yell at this TV screen all day. Bro. Seriously, glazed donut, it's all good, man. It's all right, honey. I get it. It's okay. Go play with your blow-up doll, guy. I think Horn as well would be up there, honestly. They're interchangeable. Clownstick AJ's a bum. Eagle fans about to be in for a rude awakening. Dude, I'm not worried 1 second about Devontae. Now, I'm more worried about Devontae's hamstring than I am about him missing time. Whereas with Mekhi Lemon, I'm more worried about him missing time. There's a difference. I want Devontae to be as healthy as he can for as many games as he can this year. That guy is the most... Dude, I think him, and then there's Lane. I think you can't miss him. I think he's the most important person in your huddle next to your quarterback. Is that dude right there. And I may even think that to Barkley. Because you have gained and you have run the ball with other running backs before and been pretty efficient at it. I don't think you can lose Devontae Smith. Devontae could be helping Lemon with the hamstring and this new system. Hoss, you can't be a great player on the chalkboard exclusively. Albeit that's a major part of it. But when you're being told something, then you have to go out and execute it. Hey, RC, let me ask you something. Okay? Why do you think a football team practices the same play 1,000 times a year? You think teams practice one play and then never practice it again? Why do teams practice one play 1,000 times a year in practice? Why do you think they do that? Why do you think coaches run the same play? You ever hear them say, run the same play, run the same play, run the same play? Why do you think they do that? Because they're trying to get you into a comfort zone of familiarity. I'm playing with that play. The terminology, Sills, I think Lemon's having trouble with. Hey, that's harder than you think, RC. RC. That's harder than you think, that transition. No wonder Mekhi Lemon says that he's having trouble with the playbook. Kind of hard to really learn the playbook if you can't get on the field. Yeah, because the only thing you're seeing right now, you're doing this. You're getting up on a chalkboard, and when a guy's running a route and you're drawing the route, you're getting a familiarity of what it looks like in your brain. But you got to get your muscle memory going on how it feels on the field. It's one thing to teach a tackle twist, a defensive tackle twist. Guy grabs the inside shoulder, another guy comes looping around. You go out there and you practice that, and you practice the steps and how to get separation. You're not practicing separation when you're drawing plays up. You're not practicing the physicality that it takes to get off the line of scrimmage. You know what Nick is not telling the media? Hey, he's on the sidelines, he's engaged. Well, here's the most important part. Can he get off the line of scrimmage without getting mugged? Can he take the physicality on getting separation on a break? Is he going to be there on anticipation when the quarterback throws anticipation throws? Is he going to have to reach back? How about back shoulder throws? Don't you want to develop a back shoulder passing game with him? How are you doing that on a chalkboard? And by the way, the sense of urgency is more because you don't have AJ. Hey, and for the record, I wonder what the Eagles really did have when it came to, like, what that guy's importance was going to be this year. Let's see here. Ash Lemming playing against men, not kids now. Different world. You don't learn stick routes on a chalkboard. Man, I can't wait to see CD and Pickens go against Coop and Q again this year. Let's go. I think that was a pretty damn good battle last year in both football games. This is a lie. That's 100% tied to reps and being familiar with how the quarterback will react in coverage. Correct. Dude, also back shoulder throws. You can't learn that on a chalkboard. The offense went through Hurts and Barkley when we won the chip, not AJ. If you think that AJ wasn't involved in the run game, you're mistaken. Seals, I'm afraid Lemon can't even process the play call. Dude, let's wait until he gets on the field. Okay? Let's wait until he gets on the field. More importantly, how about the steps? It's almost like a dance. There's a rhythm to it that has to become muscle memory. Correct. Yes. Kim, when you're practicing pass rush steps, Lamar Leachman used to put in white, he would put steps for a chop, a cross-arm swim, a rip, a counter inside, right, left, and you had to put your feet on top of them. You had to practice your footsteps. AJ was involved with the run game. I have video proof. He didn't block for Saquon versus San Fran. Now, you're right. Hey, dude, worry about your own guys. AJ's in camp. Sills, Hurts might not even be able to know the play calls. Now, I doubt that. One thing I don't doubt with Hurts is his IQ. Jalen's IQ is as good as it is. And I trust the guy. I love that IQ is now attacking. I love that Q is now attacking the ball instead of batting it down or going for interceptions. Hopefully he doesn't gamble and sticks with his technique. Hey, Prince, I think it's good that he's changing it up. I think that's a good thing. He's a really great football player, man. He's a great football player. Sills, on the national show, I'm not calling Lemon a bust, but he plays a game. Sills on X. Lemon is a bum. Stop being a fraud. What? Dude, what? Sills' reaction to Lemon. Sills' reaction to Lemon. There's 6 posts. What are you talking about? Wow. These people will lie through their teeth. Untrue. Fake news. A large part of those sim pressures was to goad Hurts into abandoning the run calls. Let's see here. The one thing I think most fans don't realize is A.J. Brown kept defenses from stacking the box most of the game. That actually helped Barkley in the run game in 24. Seals, there's an issue with Lemon in the playbook and terminology. The staff should have been able to translate the USC terminology into the Eagles scheme. Maybe Nick should use his AI skills. Hey, dude, I'm not changing what Sean Mannion's doing for one football player if he's not the quarterback. That's not happening. Smitty's been with Lemon since the draft night. Watching his interview process, it's clear Lemon's not all the way there. The good part, he's not capable. It's not a capability issue. Okay? All right. Big weekend. A lot of news. And without further ado, look at this. How many days away? What are we now? How many days away? Check this out. We are 19 days away from college football. We are 34 days away from the Commander game. Without further ado, my boy, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Sills? How you doing, brother?
Hanging in there, man. What about the news over the weekend about Lane?
Yeah, man. That's one that you don't really replace Lane Johnson. You know, I mean, that's not an easy one to replace. We talked about John and I this morning how there was the big 4 in Philly. You know, you had Kelsey and Lane and Fletcher and Brandon Graham. And of the big 4, who were obviously all such a big part of the team, the most talented player of the 4 was Lane Johnson. So you're losing real, and you can make an argument that tackle is the most important, position of those 4 as well. They're all pretty important positions: edge, defensive tackle, right tackle, and center. Left tackle is obviously maybe the only position at tackle more important than right, but Lane is tough to replace, man. And I said over the weekend, I'm hopeful on Markel Bell. I know he's your guy from Miami, but because of how good of a player Lane is, I believe the team should stop at nothing to figure out the right way to replace him. So if Markel's the guy, then that's great. Hopefully they go through a rigorous process to determine that. If he's not the guy, figure that out early and then look to use what I would say a first-round pick next year in the draft to try and replace Lane Johnson. But one other caveat I'd give is, I just mentioned the big four. Howie's done a pretty good job at replacing all of those guys. Cam obviously has had the injuries, but he's been pretty good in replacing Jason Kelsey, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis to replace Fletcher Cox. They've been pretty good. The edge rushers, it's been a little bit more fragmented, but they have had the guys in place since Brandon Graham has tapered down. And now you have the hardest one to replace at the right tackle, Lane Johnson. We'll see what they do, but I think Howie's done pretty good. I'm thinking they'll do good again.
You think he's replaced AJ?
No, not yet. I think they've attempted so far, with obviously spending a first round pick on Mekhi Lemon and obviously, the other guys they've brought in there. But the difference with AJ to me is the big four, like there's no coincidence that the big four were all linemen. Defensive lineman and offensive lineman. So that's not to say AJ's not a great player and important to replace, but I think when you talk about core guys in
foundational pieces,
right? Foundational core pieces that really align with their philosophy of building a football team. I think, tackle is more important there than wide receiver. Again, that's not to say that it's not hard or important to replace AJ, but I think there's going to be a bigger focus on replacing Lane Johnson than there was potentially on replacing A.J. Brown.
Here is a good thing for the Eagles and their fans. You don't really have to get a first-round pick in Philadelphia to replace somebody because you've proven it. Okay? Mulata's a seventh-rounder. Moro Joma was a seventh-rounder. Some of your best players are later-round players.
Yeah.
And the player development has been pretty damn good. A third rounder for Markel Bell. Now, Zander, replacing Lane Johnson to what level? You think you're going to get another right tackle at the same level as Lane Johnson?
No, it's almost not possible.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's not possible.
Okay, it's just not. Like, do I think Jordan Mailata is better than the guy you had over there for 7-8 years? What's the guy's name?
Jason Peters?
Jason Peters. You think he's better? He's not better than Jason Peters. Jason Peters is the first ballot Hall of Famer, my friend.
I know, but is Jason Peters a first ballot Hall of Famer because of the longevity? I mean, whose ceiling is high? This is a tough conversation because I'm not trying to I will not sit here and try and discredit Jason Peters. Jason Peters is one of my father's all-time favorite Eagles. But
10 Pro Bowls. I mean, that was really great.
That's what I mean. Longevity is incredible, but I don't know. Is Mailata at his very best better than what Jason Peters was at his very best?
Man, Mailata hasn't made a Pro Bowl yet. I'm just saying. Insane. I mean, listen, right? It is.
He's How many All Pros?
9. I think it was.
Jason No, Pro Bowl.
Oh, Pro Bowls.
No, all right. Yeah, I take it back. It's 6-time All-Pro.
I didn't know that. 9 Pro Bowls?
2 first-team selections and 9 Pro Bowls. All right, yeah. All right. I love you, Mailata. I don't think so. Yeah, all right. Jason Peters. Yeah, no.
I mean,
shit, you'll be lucky to replace. Wait, you'll be
but
lucky. But
Mailata's a great replacement for him,
dude. You'll be lucky to get Mailata as a replacement for Lane.
Oh, completely. Oh my God, dude, you landing on Mailata to replace Jason Peters is fucking insane. How great that is.
Oh shit, man, that's crazy career by Jason Peters.
And remember, he was a tight end when he came out.
2007, 2011, first-team All-Pro. 2008, 10, 13, and 14, second-team All-Pro. 9-time Pro Bowl selection and named to the 2010s All-Decade team.
He's going to Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah.
Like, guy's going to the Hall of Fame. Hey, I do dig this, though. I liked what Lane said about my boy. Best prospect I've seen in Philadelphia since I've been in Philadelphia.
I don't know. I mean, look, I'm happy.
Now look, I'm going to eat that more because he's a Hurricane.
I know, but hear me out. It's like Lane Johnson just announces he's going to hang up the cleats, and it's like, what's he going to do? Yeah, they better draft somebody to replace my ass because the guys they got here aren't doing it. I mean, he's like, yeah, the guy, Markel looks great because that's who's the assumed right now the assumed, replacement. And I don't know that that's the case yet or not. So I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay, man. What do you make a lemon drop? Another practice missed, and here we go again.
I think it's becoming a little bit of an issue here. I mean,
listen, Zander, I want it clear. I'm not ripping the guy's ability. I'm ripping his availability now. He's missed 14 of 15 practices. I mean,
he had one practice in the camp.
Don't you remember? Then they sat him out the other one.
I know that, but
he had
what
one
about training camp? He only played one.
Yeah.
No, because he did start training camp this year.
He did?
Right?
Oh, I thought he didn't.
I thought he played a few.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, John was like, he didn't look very good.
Oh, yeah, he did. I think he went through 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's played a little bit more. But again, your point remains where you play a couple and then you're out. I mean, that's not, it's almost worse. It's like if you were still out from it's like, all right, you're nursing an injury. Instead, it's like every time you get on the field, you're out of there in a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away on Lemon at this point, but my concern is Jalen Hurts in his career has been a quarterback that loves to have a trust factor and a relationship with the people he's throwing the ball to. You could see even his connection with A.J. Brown, once hampered, their connection was worse versus 22 and 23 when they were still on good terms. 1,500 yards for A.J. Brown. Jalen was constantly finding him. Jalen's needed that. And I don't have a problem with that, but Mekhi is not doing that. I mean, did you hear about Darius Cooper today? Apparently he lit up the field again, making in catches, out catches, deep balls, go routes over, every cornerback out there. I mean, that's a guy who's building chemistry with the quarterback. Now, that's not to say he's a better football player. He might be. Who knows? But I think for a first-year player in Lemon who really hasn't had the chance to work with Jalen Hurts like that, I think it's going to significantly hinder how much he's on the football field. Because, look, if Sean Mannion takes any page out of Vic Fangio's book and he's playing who gives him the best chance to win football games come the regular season, right now it's almost impossible to make an argument for Mekhi Lemon. Right?
Yeah. No, I would ask you this then. If you're Sean Mannion and Nick Sirianni and you're Josh Grizzard and you're Parks Frazier, do you do this? Hey, going into the Commander game, who do you feel more comfortable with? Darius Cooper or Mekhi Lemon being the rotation third guy? Do you even ask that, or do you make that call without the quarterback?
I'm going Cooper at 3.
No. I'm asking you, do you ask the quarterback? I want to know.
I would think you would ask him, but remember, football. It's not as simple as what it once was, where, the best player just gets on the field. There's politics, there's GMing, there's salaries, there's draft picks, there's all those things come into play.
I want to pick my wingman, dude. I mean,
I get it, dude, but even Vic Fangio says it all the time at the podium. I'm still subject to what Howie Roseman wants to do. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's other things at play here. So, I think Lemon will still be the 3.
That means Lemon starts. Dude,
I'm not there, so
I always hated that politics of the sport.
I know you do, but it is a real thing. This is professional ball, dude.
It totally is the real thing.
It's even what even sucks is it's even happening now at the college level because guys are getting NIL deals.
No money.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. So it's changing the college game used to really just be you better earn your way on the field, but it's not really that anymore.
One of the coolest things that Saban had at Alabama that I loved so much, he never had a depth chart.
Yeah, and he never guaranteed you playing time, no matter if you were a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star. So
it don't matter what you did during the week who played.
Well, that's why you've heard some great stories. Josh Jacobs was a 3-star with a bunch of 5-stars in front of him in Alabama. He's the one who worked his ass off, got on the field, and now is what he is for in the NFL.
Dude, you got Alvin Kamara. And you got Derrick Henry in the same backfield. You're going like, okay, well, who's going to play harder? And you're like, holy shit, man. We making a choice in that one, man.
Like, Awake says Lemon easily. Lemon's number 2. I don't know, man. Awake
not number 2.
Awake, don't you see it though? Jalen has won, and I have no problem with this, but Jalen wants to have a trust factor with his receivers. He's always wanted that. And when you're not able to work in the spring, now you're in the camp. You're not able to work in the camp. This is the time right now that Jalen and Sean Mannion are laying the foundation of the 2026 offense. Awake, when you build a house, you lay a foundation. If you don't have a structural good foundation, your house is going to fall.
That's right.
So the foundation right now is being laid, and Mekhi is not a part of it yet. Now, that's not to say he can't be a good player or have an impact, but I just think it's going to be harder to get him on the field than they were originally hoping. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. We got to see what's happening here. I'm a little concerned on Lemon. I'm awake. I love you, but I'm a little more concerned than you are.
Do you think they're more disappointed?
I don't know, because I'm more when it comes to disappointment level, I'm not there yet. But concerns, it's like you can have concerns on the injury. The other thing I'm concerned about is when John says he was on the field, he didn't look very good.
Damn, dude. I mean, okay. Here, let me ask you this question here now. What do you make of this? I want you to give me a grade. I put this question out there, and I put this on my X account. Here's the Eagle passing game as of today. Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Dallas Goedert. And 22.4% said that's an A group. 37.9% said that's a B group. 29.3% says that's a C group. And 10.3% say that's a D group. Where do you land?
I land B still. I mean, I still think you have major talent with Devontae Smith in the room. I mean, he's a first-round pick, 10th overall player, Heisman winner. I mean, this is a certified talented player at that position. Maybe hasn't played up to that, statistically, but I do believe he possesses that skill set. Then you have Wicks, who I think was a little buried in Green Bay. We'll see if he can emerge a little bit. I'm pretty high on Darius Cooper. I was high on him last year. John laughed at me. Remember, he was like, yeah, Zander, you always fall for these people. He's an undrafted guy. The dude plays with a rigor and a tenacity. And me and you talked about this the other day. Sometimes you get these players that aren't at these biggest schools and maybe don't have the same level of scouting report, but they were always big time, like Darius Cooper, big time player at Tarleton State. Now, he didn't have the scouting report of Eli Stowers or Mekhi Lemon, but he's used to the volume. He's used to the ball. He's used to the offense running through him. Now, once you get acclimated to the NFL speed and you prove you're good enough to play in that game, doesn't that benefit you? Yes. More so than a guy like Stowers, who's been told, hey, man, your athleticism is amazing, but you've never been that guy. Like, that's another learning curve. So I think Cooper showing that he's been able to, acclimate to the NFL and can play with these guys, I think he's going to be ready to catch the ball a lot this year. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
You know what I would like to do in that huddle if I was Nick? I want to use that Darius Cooper energy and that fighting for a position against Mekhi Lemon and everyone else in that huddle, in that room going, this guy's fighting for fucking survival in the league. Dude, I'll take 53 dudes like that.
Yeah.
Okay? I want guys who are, get this, what is that thing that Saban used to say? Hey, the guy punches his clock, when he's selling a car, then he goes home. I want the guy that's got to feed his family. He's got no money. He's got nothing. And it's all on survival, on him going out and doing it. I'll take that guy before I'll take that other guy.
I'm with you.
And that's what Cooper seems to be here, right?
I agree. I'm pretty high on Cooper. He's one of my breakout players this year. I think he's going to get a big role, mainly because of what Lemon missed in camp,
All right. What would you do, Z? I'll ask you one more time. Would you play the guys in the opener against Baltimore?
Yeah.
So you're not going to play these
It's not as much my opinion as much as I've resigned to what the Eagles are going to do. My opinion is, I'd probably play. Like, if I were the coach of the team and I went through everything it goes, you have to go through to be a coach and all these things, I'd probably want to play my guys. At least that's what my feeling is. But I don't even think about it anymore because the Eagles have won. And they've had guys play so deep in the years. They've been one of the healthiest teams in the league. They've had almost damn near their full 20 starting 22 playing in 2 Super Bowls. I just think they're not going to prioritize September 1st or September 13th in this case. They're going to prioritize the health of their guys. And they're not going to put them in harm's way in a preseason game. I would just get it out of your all heads. I know it's a new scheme and Sean and all and Sileo will tell you on every reason why they're not going to play.
I'm not. Hey, all I'm telling you on is, so you're just going to.
I'm starting to feel like Jalen Hurts has a big season coming.
Oh yeah, okay. I heard you today.
I'm just saying. I feel as though when Jalen is the most doubted is when he plays his best.
What are you seeing that he's had such a good camp?
I'm not saying he's had such a good camp.
Oh, I thought I heard you say he's had
well, no, I do like the progress in terms of you've heard better days on offense the last 4 days. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but I've heard him rip throws over the seam. I heard him find, some continuity with the receivers that he has right now. I've heard them have some rhythm. I've heard them get into the end zone. Now, again, not perfect, but I'm okay with that. I just want you to be able to have something to build on in camp, not 14 straight days of the offense look like dog shit. So they haven't had that. I mean, the offense has looked a little bit better. So I think that's a positive thing.
According to your boy ESP today, was a C-.
Offense. Shit what ESP says.
That's what he said here. And the word for day 9 was, what was the word? That fucking.
Oh, dude, it's a big year for Jalen Hurts.
Progression.
It is what it is. He has to have a massive year. We've been talking about this all summer. I'm coming more to the thought process of Sean Mannion being a former quarterback, all right, is not going to roll out. By the way, his NFL future's on the line too. Dude, you fuck this up, you'll be Brian Johnson, who can't get a quarterback job again or a coordinator job again, no matter what he does. And he had a good offense. So everything's on the line for him. There's no way he walks in and says, let's turn Jalen Hurts into something he's never been. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And Jalen is already taking a liking, I think more so early on here, to the differences of what they're trying to embrace and trying to get to on this offense. He knows what he has to do differently. You're going to have the run game. Hopefully Saquon has a big year. All these things can piece together. Jalen doesn't need to be 5,000 yards passing. I see Curtis Zander. There's a party that doesn't believe that. Curtis, I'm not looking for 5K. Can he be 3,700 and consistent and effective and efficient? Yes, he can. I know he can.
Do you know the number one Eagle I hate?
You hate Jalen Hurts?
No.
No.
Your kicker, Jake Elliott.
I'm right there with you. I'm a hater.
Today, he's telling me he missed kicks last year because of the fucking weather. You play in Philly. It's windy. Hello? The Atlantic Ocean's there.
Dude,
right
did this
near
guy
the
speak
bridge.
Today? I didn't hear his press conference. Did he speak today?
Yeah. You know what he said? He was talking about missed kicks, and you know what he said? Well, there was a lot of bad weather games last year.
Jake, shut the fuck up.
I was like, bro, you kick in Philly. You kick in the fall in the snow.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough comment.
Bro,
dude, you're like one of the highest paid kickers in the league, and you've been bottom of the league. Like, figure it out here, dude. Like, I don't want an excuse.
He blamed it on the weather and the wind.
Of course he did.
Said the wind.
What a cop-out.
I was like, bro, that's not going to go well.
No, it can't. I'd rather you walk up there and say, I've underperformed. It's time for me to get back to form this year. That's accountability. That's acknowledging, I got to be better. Saying it's weather is, well, if we have bad weather again, I'm gonna suck again.
Do you know what the media guys were using as a question too? How do you get back the love of the game?
Oh, I can't wait to rip him tonight. McMullen's gonna get so mad at me because I always rip Elliott and Jake never. John never buys it.
Bro, it was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing, man. I mean, hey, I hear one thing's really happening here. Looks like when you give Jalen Carter what he wants, man, he shows up and he's killing it out there. Supposedly, he's been like a wrecking ball out there.
Well, wait, who'd you say?
Jalen Carter.
Oh, yeah, Carter and Davis. Both of them look good, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
so, great. Carter's gonna go off this year. I'm feeling that too. He heard Big Sills.
Hey, I thought Willie Lampkin was the guy that played in like Death of a Salesman. Now I'm hearing him play with Nick Sirianni.
Dude, what are you now crying about like our 4-string center?
No. I love the fact that you guys are building some depth there, man. It's good to hear people talking about, wait, I'm not ripping it. I think it's good to hear people are coming in finally. But you know what?
You weren't. You just compared him to Death of a Cell. Now you don't be Jake Elliott and run away from the accountability. All right.
Well, no. Okay. Well, then stop sucking Chris Cooper off and giving me these Willie Lampkin and fucking Markel Bell is the next heir apparent and Fred and all these guys. Stop talking like these guys. And you have to pump up Chris Cooper because that's what they're doing.
Well,
Sean Mannion. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Mekhi Lemon holding a cup of water on the sidelines. You should have seen that guy. The studying that he does on the sidelines there, holding a cup of water, the guy's fucking going to be the best. I mean, do you really have to overglaze it like you're M. Reyes?
I'm not M. Reyes, and I'm not overglazing it. That was Lane. Take it up with Lane, who overglazed Markel Bell.
Lane could do whatever he wants. I'm good.
Well, exactly.
Lane
do that.
Lane could say whatever he wants.
I just said the Eagles should do whatever they need to do, whatever it takes to try and replace Lane Johnson, and that does not mean settle on Markel Bell.
Whoa,
if he earns it, then that's great.
Well, this just in. USA Today came out with their top 10 NFL teams. Holy shit, look at this. Number 10, the Lions. Number 9, the Dallas Cowboys. Number 8, the Bengals. Number 7, the 49ers. What? Number 6, the Texans. Number 5, the Bears. Number 4, the Bills. Number 3, the Broncos. Number 2, the Seahawks. And number 1, the Rams. Holy shit. This is USA Today's top 10 NFL football team. Right?
Well, I mean, look, the Eagles didn't close the season strong last year. So to have them 12-14 based on what they
Cowboys?
That's egregious. They had the 31st ranked defense last year. That's bullshit. Who fucking made that list? That's a crock of crap.
USA Today.
No. I don't want the outlet. I want the name.
Let's see here. Who put that bullshit list? I'm completely with you. You put the Cowboys in a top 10? How do you put the fucking Cowboys?
And the Bengals.
Well, I do like the fact, bro.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Oh, what? You don't think Dexter Lawrence matters? He destroys Cam Jurgens every time he lines up on him. What do you think? That guy doesn't matter?
You think Dexter Lawrence is saving that shitty franchise? Joe Burrow can't save that shitty franchise, Sills.
Here you go. USA Today ranks the top 10. Doesn't say, just says USA Today.
Yeah, that's because nobody had the balls to put a name on it, or they had AI spin up some crap article and put it out.
Cowboys. Yeah, no, I'm not going there with that bullshit there. Not happening. Not happening.
Wait, didn't you pick the Cowboys to win the East?
Yeah.
Ooh, tough pick by you.
Great pick.
How are you going to win the East when your defense can't stop a nosebleed?
How
and you think a rookie player's going? Wait. You think a rookie player's going to fix a 31st ranked defense?
Fair question. You think you're going to fix with all the non-moves you made, that shitty third down on offense?
I never said that, but we won the East last year, and we have has our defense gotten better than last year, personnel-wise?
We'll see.
I'm asking if you think the roster.
Me
too. So the defense, I think, was really good last year, and I think their numbers were bogged down by the offensive inefficiency. Even if the offense is the same, I think the defense is good enough to have us be a dominant team. Defense wins championships. Defense is a very important part of the game.
I saw the offensive guards of the Cowboys do a pretty good job on the Eagle tackles in those.
Yeah, but dude, the Cowboys offense were the best offense in football. They can't get better. And they still couldn't win the East.
So they can't get any better on defense. You know,
I didn't say that. I'm saying they haven't done anything for me
I
to
agree.
sit here and say they're going to be that much better on defense. Whereas I think our defense has made personnel improvements. And yes, there is some fan in me that hopes the offense will perform better than it did last year. But, we'll see what they end up doing.
I don't see what you've done on offense this offseason that makes me say you've.
Well, personnel-wise, Sills, they got worse. That's a reality. They got rid of A.J. Brown.
And older.
On the O-line.
And more inexperience in coaching. So,
which is hard to do, but yeah.
Which is insane. But I think your talent level could overcome all that bullshit.
Me too.
CBS,
that's the hope.
You want to see another egregious list that I completely disagree with? So CBS came out with their top defensive play callers. They got Mike McDonald, the Seattle one. Now, I kind of give it to you. He won a Super Bowl. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that for a Super Bowl win.
And I'm assuming they're coming off of 26. They got Spags second at Kansas City. Got Jesse Minter third, Baltimore.
Defensive play callers?
Yeah.
And they don't have Vic Fangio?
Vic's fourth.
They're smoking crack.
They got
Jesse Minter's never called a play in the NFL. You're going off of a Michigan defense to make Jesse Minter over Vic Fangio?
He was a defensive play caller in
that's right. He moved up.
But he's not.
Where, LA?
LA Chargers.
Okay, they had a good year. My bad. I was thinking he came from Michigan. That's right. That's right.
But wait a minute.
Yeah, still, I'm not doing it.
If I were going to put my top 5 here, get this. You know where they have Brian Flores? 5th. And I'm like, if I were going to put the 3 best defensive play callers, I would go Vic, Spags, Brian Flores.
Me too.
I'd
probably go Flores too.
Maybe.
I like how Flores has a different look.
I like Vance Joseph too over with
Vance Joseph's done a good job. He's done a really good job.
Robert Saleh's on this list.
I mean, Jesse Minter over Vic Fangio.
Bro.
Who else did you have up there?
Okay, here's the top 10. Mike McDonald, Seattle, 1.
I'm fine with that. I mean, the guy just won a Super Bowl. Defense was great.
Spags 2, KC. Minter 3rd, Baltimore. Fangio 4th, Philly. Flores 5th, Minnesota. Saleh 6th, Tennessee. 7th, Chris Shula, LA Rams. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
8, Vance Joseph, Denver. 9, Anthony Campbell, Jags. And 10, Matt Burke, Houston.
Matt Burke's done a good job. He was coaching Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With who?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, other than Vic being 4, I don't know how you get Vic at 4. I just don't. I mean, I guess they're looking at that the Eagles have talent, and they didn't. They were like,
I'm going to assume it was off of 26.
No, I know what they're doing. They're looking at the stupid rankings that really don't tell you much of anything. The total yards given up, which is just a stupid stat altogether because they were on the field for so freaking long. And they're not looking at the intricacies of the game. Those are stupid.
You know what I think you should rank? I think you should do all those rankings. You know how they do the college football rankings for they don't do the power rankings for the first 2 months of the season? I think you should do all those rankings at the end of the year. How do those teams look? Because the Eagles look like a top 10 defense by the end of the year, right?
I thought so.
Here's the top play.
Did they do it? By the way, speaking of rankings, did they do a preseason ranking for the college teams yet?
Not yet. That's coming
when
out
is that?
This week, Wednesday.
Wednesday comes out?
Yeah, Wednesday. Wait, I think AP came out. I think Miami's 7th.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I mean, I might have missed it. I didn't see it, though.
Miami's 7th, I think. Here's the top play callers for offense. McVay 1, Shanahan 2, Ben Johnson 3, Andy Reid 4, Mike McDaniel, LA Chargers 5th, Clint Kubiak 6, Raiders, Liam Cohn 7, Jags, Kevin O'Connell 8, Minnesota, Matt LaFleur, Green Bay 9. Guess who came in at 10? Shane Steichen, Indianapolis, as a play caller. I'll tell you what, Zander, that guy gets. If I were Philadelphia Eagle fans, I would pray that guy got fired this year because he would fly back to Philly.
Yeah,
and work with Nick.
Well, maybe he would, but we'll see. I mean, I think Mannion might work out.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe that means he'll get hired.
So you're
feeling, dude. We got somebody in here who's chirping about the Commanders. Marco Reeves thinks that the Redskins are going to be big this year. It's a big loss they just got, dude, over the weekend. It's a big loss.
Jeremy Tunsil was a top 8 offensive tackle. Even
he
last
was the gas
year.
mask guy, right? He's the guy who's blowing the gas.
The father.
Free Tunsil. Free Tunsil, man. Let that guy blow down some pot.
That guy was going to go number 7, and he dropped all the way like into the 20s.
I know. That cost him how many millions?
Oh, God. Big time. Hey, Zander, man, so you're feeling good about Mannion?
I mean, I feel like Mannion is from what I've heard. I mean, it's impossible to feel too good because he's a first-time play caller. So I am going to try and stay realistic on it. But he does strike me as a smart dude. I like what he says at the podium. And it also feels as though he understands the importance of the relationship with the quarterback. That's something I felt Kevin Patullo missed, where when you're the play caller, you are the play caller of the entire offense, but your way in, your one-way road to success is through the ear and through the mind and through the play of the quarterback. So if you don't get that right, it doesn't matter how you relate to Jalen or to A.J. Brown last year or to Devontae Smith or so it feels as though to me that Sean has an understanding of kind of what goes into that role, as opposed to Patullo just kind of didn't maybe understand the full grasp of the position. So I feel good about that, and I can only feel good based on what I've heard. It's not that much. I understand that. I'm not getting carried away. We have to see it first, but I like Sean and what I've heard. And I like the way Jalen has spoke about him as well. Jalen seems to like Sean Mannion.
I'll tell you who I like today. Dude, I like that Hollywood Brown. He got in front of that microphone. He's talking about being a pro. He's a pro, dude.
I didn't hear it yet. I've been installing a closet. I had that's why I was late. I had sawdust on me.
Bro, he's a pro. He talks like a pro. Well,
hey, he better step up because he might get cut. Wow. He won't because of the guaranteed money. But he won't. I'm just saying, what's his playing time going to look like if Elijah Moore and Darius Cooper are playing good, and then you have a first rounder in front of you who the politics are going to get him on the field?
Listen what he said about Darius Cooper. He goes, I got in here and I told him I saw his tape last year, and I told him, I think you got something here. Keep working hard. He's getting better. I help him every time. He comes over, asks me questions. Bro, you want people like Hollywood Brown talking to your guys like that. And you know what I think you've got better right now at? And I will concede to this, to some of the stunads that are in the chat. I think you got guys that are friendlier and like one another and are pulling for each other and are in the same direction.
Look at Sills talking a little relationships. Yeah, A.J. Brown was a cancer. It appears.
Does it? Of course, since June 2nd, he's been a cancer. And he's been fucking terrorizing people.
No, he hasn't.
Dude, he has.
He's crying to get out of.
Bro.
He's like, we need to get to our joint practice because I can't face Gonzalez anymore.
Player on the field has been A.J. Brown.
I don't know, dude. I've been reading some reports. They're not as high as you are. I'll tell you that much. The guys at Patriots camp are not as high as you are.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they're right. I'm just telling you what I've read.
I guarantee you that guy gets 120 in the first game against Seattle.
That defense?
Well, who's lining up against him in that secondary?
What do you mean? Witherspoon, one of the best cornerbacks in all of football.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
No doubt.
When's that game? Is that the Thursday night opener?
That's the Wednesday night? That's the Wednesday bullshit opener.
Baby. I get to watch A.J. Brown on a Wednesday night. Let's see it, A.J.
I think the Thursday game is the Rams and Niners in Melbourne.
Yeah, look at Rasputin. He's torching everyone except God. Hey, Rasputin, when you're paid 32 large that position, the only guy you need to torch is freaking Gonzo, dude.
A.J.
Come on, Ras.
AJ Brown is having a phenomenal camp.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
really didn't read that.
Yeah, well, I know you have, and I know everybody in Philly says he's blowing up there. He's lost a step. He's all this and that. I got it all.
Yeah,
And then you turn to that 1329. That's what I'm going to start calling Nick Sirianni. 1329. That represents how much time he's done the last 3 pressers. 1329. Mr. fucking word salad, and let me stretch 3 or 4 questions out. He's turning into a pro. All right, Z. He has asked a question too about playing in the preseason. Yeah, we'll see. Which most likely means not happening. He used the word progression a lot today on getting better. We got to see us progressing. You know, one thing I love that Hollywood Brown said? No, Tariq Woolen said this. Boy, I liked him too.
I like him too. He's a character, Tariq Woolen.
You know what he said today about working with Vic? I fucking think every young rookie should listen to this. He goes, you know, sometimes when you're learning something new, the lines are like this. And Z, he says, like, they're going all over the place. He goes, the only thing you got to always keep an eye on is making sure those lines are moving forward. And you'll straighten the lines out when you start to understand more what's going on. He goes, as long as I'm moving forward, I feel pretty good about where I am right now in this defense. And so, by the way, he loves Cooper. He said Cooper's growing. He says he's getting better. He gives me a great rep every time he gets out there. And what I can't understand is how that guy didn't play a safety spot. That guy's like 6'3.5".
I know,
he's got
dude.
Wingspan.
You very rarely see corners that like that with that size.
Xander, he must have been a complete asshole in Seattle for them to
Actually,
dump
is
on
he
him.
the tallest corner? He might be the tallest corner in the league right now.
He might be. I think he's 6'4".
Yeah, he is. Oh, no, the Seahawks have a guy who's 6'5". The second tallest is Tariq Woolen and then Nashawn Wright.
Well, that's the guy that, wow, that's a huge corner. So you had –
Did he play Tyrone Broden? I don't know if he plays.
Bro, so you had 2 6'4", 5" corners playing? He may not play. There's no way.
No, I don't think he does.
No.
He went undrafted, so.
Yeah, no way. No way. Hey, what about what I told you? Hurricanes potentially going to Big Ten.
Yeah, he's on a reserves future deal. I like it for the Hurricanes, Big Ten. I know you guys are afraid of the SEC. You'll never come down there because you'll get blown right out of there. But, yeah, no, good for you guys. You can go to the Big Ten. Woo!
We beat 2 SEC teams in the playoffs, Junior.
Yeah, that's true. You guys deserve some credit. You do. You do.
And you got Markel Bell. And I think they signed a Hurricane today, too, a D lineman.
Did they really?
I think
Boy, you know what that is, right? Is that Clint Hurt? Is that the Clint Hurt effect?
You bet.
Dude, they're promoting the crap out of Clint Hurt. I've seen them put up a bunch of posts about Clint Hurt and stuff.
You think Vic takes it and that's it?
I don't know. I don't think Vic's going to want to walk away unless he really wants to walk away. Like, I have a hard time.
What if they win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, then he probably will. But Vic's going to leave on Vic's terms. He's not going to leave because they're like, hey, we have a guy we're trying to keep. Can you leave so we can promote him? He's not going to do that.
No.
We'll
Let's
see.
do these supers, dude, and then we'll get together.
Yeah, I think we want a couple. Here's Walkout. You guys are the best. Do you think it's a good idea to use the starters in the preseason games, Bill?
I'm going to ask JAKIB this question. It's brand. Listen, I know
you want it. I just think the Eagles are going to default to what they've done, and they've been one of the healthiest teams in ball. So, Bill, take my opinion and flush it down the toilet. The Eagles have had 2 Super Bowls where damn near their starting 22 is active.
Would you put Markel Bell out there?
Yeah, definitely. Because he's not going to be your starting right tackle right now. So I'd put Lemon, he should play. All those guys should play. But like Devontae Smith, no. Saquon, no. Hurts, no. Lane, no. Mailata, no. Dickerson and Juergens, no. Steen, probably no. Goddard, no.
I bet you Vic plays his guys.
I don't know, dude. You think Howie's letting Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis walk out there after giving them a fresh bag of money for a preseason meaningless game in Baltimore?
He played them last year.
Maybe one series.
I think something like that.
Maybe one series.
You know what? I think they've cut the preseason games down from 4 to 3 now, right?
It's three. Yeah, they have 3.
It's 3.
It's the Ravens, then it's the Patriots with the joint practices, and then they close it out versus the Bengals.
I may not play anybody in this first one or the third one, and play a little bit in the second one.
Why? Because of AJ Brown. They normally do the first one only, so we'll see.
AJ Brown, man, I can't wait for that. Hey, Z, that's next week, right? Xander,
Yeah,
that's next week.
Next week.
Oh, man. Woo, baby, here we go. And by the way, I can't wait to bring this up with Gary Cobb. Jake Elliott says the weather and the wind was the reason.
Dude, just shut up. Why is he saying that?
He's at the presser saying the weather. We had bad weather games.
I know, but that's as bad of a look as you can have, dude.
Bad weather games.
All right, dude, I got to run.
All right,
appreciate
my friend. Go back to your closet. I appreciate it.
I got to finish it.
Thank you, Big Z. We'll see you tonight, by the way, right? Birds 365. We will see you there. All right. Yeah, Jake Elliott. This is why kickers are not football players. Was asked a question at the presser today. Hey, Jake, what about, your love of the game? And the other one was, hey, how come, the misses a year ago? And you know what he said? Well, the weather, we didn't have a lot of good weather games last year. And I'm like, you play in Philly, and you play outside, and you play in the NFC East. What did you think you played in? What? Where the Colts play? Holy cow. That's why kickers are not football players. They're like appendages. They're not football guys. All right. Without further ado, I can't wait to get G Cobb's thoughts. Lane is coming back for another year, and there's a lot to talk about now with this team as we prep. This weekend, they got the Ravens on Saturday night. He is our friend from Fox 29 in Philadelphia. Former Eagle himself, Gary Cobb, joins us now here on the program. G Cobb, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I was sitting there when he said it. He was talking about, I'm going like, I don't want to hear from him. Get him off anyway. Get a real football player up there, man. What are we talking to the kicker for?
And he blamed the weather.
I know. He flat out came out and he said that,
Gary.
And that shows, something about his head, because one thing they got to do is they're going to have to, if you play for Philadelphia, you're going to have to kick in some bad weather. What's the big deal? Get out there and kick, But, because he was getting shaky there, boy. He's been shaky, so I'm surprised he said it where, his job is not in jeopardy.
And get this, Gary, that gives you an excuse before the season even starts that, you're shaken because of bad weather. Gary, in a game that 3 points separates many games.
A lot of games, you better believe it. For him to say that, dude, you got to be stronger. Come on, man. We play in bad weather. You can't be letting it get in your head, going like, that's like, you get ready to play a team, man. They got a good defense, man. They really got a dude.
Let's go play 60, dude. Let's go, right?
It's the NFL, man. What are you crying about,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, you want guys to be tough-minded, and that's not the tough mental, the mindset you want to have, Today, I was out there today and was talking to a guy, I know he's probably going to write an article about it or whatever. He's a media guy. But we were talking about last year how, with Landon Dickerson coming out and saying he shouldn't have really played in the first game last year. He should have taken some time off, let himself, get healthy, because he was hurting. Landon Dickerson, their left guard, and really Juergens, they were playing hurt last year. And they really should not have been playing, because at least you get the guy healthy for later in the season or something. But they let them play, and now they look back and they realize they shouldn't have let him play. what are the people, the doctors and things that say, you know what?
Is that a shot at the medical staff?
I don't think he was taking a shot at him. I think that he was admitting, though, that he shouldn't have played at the start of the season. He said, he came out, he said it. He shouldn't. He said, yeah, I was trying to push things, and it wound up where he played the whole season injured, really. Couldn't run. All you do is see him after the game. You see him walk from his locker to the shower, and you're going like, this guy can't play. He's hurt. Look at it. He can't barely make it down there, How did they let them play there last year? I don't know how they did that. And then I think when you start thinking back to their offensive line coach, I know he was that close to them. Whatever they wanted, he probably would let them do, which is really, the doctors and everything. That's not their job. Their job is to tell them, look, I don't care what we're gonna have to set you down, because you want the guy to get healthy so he can, when he can play, he can go out and halfway do the job. But last year, the line was horrible. Last year, they put it.
Do you blame Stoutland at all a little bit for that too?
He had to be. Come on, he knew. Come on, he know. A guy, that a veteran coach like that, he knows his players, but he was kind of leaning on them to go ahead and let them play. He should not have let them play last year. That was not good. They were hurt, and Landon came out and said it when they talked to him a couple of days ago. He came out and said, I really shouldn't have played at the start of the season.
Do you think that Stoutland wanted them to try to play themselves out of that? And maybe, again, you're going to give your players the benefit of the doubt. But then if you don't have the medical people, Gary, for an organization, because it leads into the next question here. Yeah. For an organization that really values health, how could you be? That's kind of incompetent a little bit. If you're putting two guys out there that shouldn't be out there, that's a coaching issue and that's a medical staff issue. Where's the head coach? Where's the GM? Where's everybody involved with that? If you're putting those guys out there again, now I'll turn around and say this. Do you think they should play in some of the preseason games now coming up? Because at the end of the day, Gary, this is a brand new offense, man. They're learning so many new things.
That's right.
Shouldn't they at least get live reps?
Well, I could see where you would say yes, but that's not our call. That's going to be the call of the coaches. I don't think they're going to leave that up to the players. But then at the same time, you're going to be showing people, if you don't want them to see what you're going to be doing, then you're kind of giving that up. But that's a very important thing. I don't know if they're going to let these guys play though, because they've been getting a lot of work out there at practice, meaning that Jalen has been getting a lot of reps. He's doing just about everything. They just let the other quarterbacks in. It's much more reps than normally. It's not where they're spacing it out. Their number one thing is they want him to feel very comfortable in this offense, and they're letting him run basically just about mostly all of the plays. They let the other quarterbacks get a few plays at the end of each drill, but it's all Jalen, man. They got him working, and they want him to feel comfortable in this offense. And I can tell you that it hasn't been all smooth. It's not where the defense is still getting the upper hand. Their defense is
It seemed that way today too, that the defense got the upper hand, right?
The defense got the best of them again today, because Devontae's not out there, right there. He's going to be looking for him probably before anybody else. And
Gary, what do you make of the receiving group without Devontae Smith? What do you make of Hollywood? What do you make of them guys?
The kid Cooper is the one that's shining. Number 80, Cooper, the kid, he's a backup.
Yeah, Darius.
This kid is playing himself into it. He's got to be the third receiver or whatever, because Jalen's got confidence in him because he's throwing to him all the time. And the kid is going to come down with the ball. He can make catches in crowds. He's got a good feel for the game. He really came out of nowhere last year to make the team. and you can see that, as far as I'm concerned, he's one of their best receivers. I mean, he's been the number one receiver there at the camp. You know, he's the one that Jalen's getting the ball to. And like I said, the kid can make a catch in the crowd, and he's just playing well.
How concerned are you on Mekhi Lemon?
I would love to see him get out there, but there's not much you can do. I think that he won't have a problem getting in, and hopefully, I don't know. I mean, because this offense is new to him too.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely reason for some concern, but not much you can do if he's not dressed, he's not out there. They surely don't want him to go in the season with a hamstring problem. So that's why they're being on the cautious side of things. But both he and Smith, they're standing over on the side, and they've been standing over there for how many days? 5 days, 6 days? They've been over there on the side. But the kid Cooper, he is opening the door for himself. Wicks is still doing things, but the key is no Lemon, no Smitty. They're not out there, but Cooper is making a place for himself. So
what about Markel Bell? What about, and what he's looking like in camp?
Well, he is definitely shown that he can play in the NFL. He does a good job. He's physical. He's got those long arms where he's able to get his hands on a guy before the guy can really get into his body. And you can see he's strong, even though he's so tall and skinny and everything.
He's huge.
Yeah. But you see, he's got the type of toughness, and the thing is, he's got good feet. Because that's one of the keys is if you got a guy that can move his feet, he can stay in front of a pass rusher, and he's got he gets his hands on the guy before he gets his hands on him. So he's got those long arms. So he definitely is going to be. He's an NFL player. You can see that he's going to be able to play in the league.
Gary, tell me something that Vic Fangio is going to potentially do different this year, and what maybe you've seen a little bit more this camp, because obviously, look, that side of the ball, not a lot of people are talking about it for one reason, because everybody's good.
That's
I mean,
right.
there's very few looking weaknesses on that defensive football team. Do you think they'll do any added things now with more experience playing with Vic? Do you think you're going to see more pressure? Do you think you're going to see less? Do you think you're going to see more blitzing? Anything that you think that Vic may do?
Well, I see they're blitzing the linebackers a bit. They are doing some of that, and I think Jahad Campbell. I've seen them send him quite a few times because they were sending guys last year too. Occasionally, and the thing he'll do it is he's not sending the house though. Times he will send one or two guys to get pressure on the quarterback and maybe get a big play and everything, but he does not like to take those safeties from. He doesn't like giving up or giving the opportunity for a deep pass. He takes that away. He likes to have those safeties deep, and I think he's going to be playing straight up like he likes to play, but. I think they're going to have heat coming off those corners. Jalen Hunt, man, he's the other guy. Jalen Hunt has really.
You think he's outplaying Nolan Smith?
Yeah, I think, without a doubt. Yeah, I think that Jalen Hunt is making a place where they got to play him more than they did. I mean, it's a wonder he's not going to be a starter, but I don't know whether he will or not. But he's going to be on the field. I mean. I don't know what else he needs to do because there are days where nobody blocks the kid. So
and with Jonathan Grenard being out, that may end up they may be forced to play both those guys, right?
I think that with Grenard out, one thing he's done is he's let Jalen Hunt let everybody know that they got to be crazy not to put him on the field. He's got to play because. I don't, as an outside pass rusher, he's the best outside pass rusher that I've seen on the team. So, And there have been days where none of the Eagles guys can block him. So how could he not, be on the field when you got a third down? You need to have him on the field. And you look at last year. Yeah, I know it was, it was a kind of year where he didn't have great numbers. I mean, he had 6 or 7 sacks, but he led the team in sacks. So Jalen Hurts, though, he looks better than he did last year. He's stronger, and he's got a combination of speed and power off the corner. And I think that he's going to have a big year. I mean, I think he's really has come. He's gotten stronger, and he's very quick with his moves. And they're having trouble blocking him. So I think he's gonna be on the field, and he's a guy who I think should get double-digit sacks.
Gary, how does a guy like Tariq Woolen change your secondary? A guy that's 6'4".
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the size of this guy, I saw him at the podium today.
Yeah.
He's a big dude, man.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about one of the bigger corners in the league. He's 6'4". You got another guy on the other side. I heard he had a pick today, Q, which is great to hear.
Yep.
And then you got Cooper in the middle of the field. How does a guy that big change up the secondary, you think, for Vic? I mean, do you bring him? Do you gamble more? Does he change it at all in any way? That kind of
I think he's going to be playing a lot of man. He's going to let these guys play man because
wow.
The thing that you look at them, I mean, there are times there's nobody open, man. These guys, they lock down the Eagles receiver, especially without Devontae out there, without the rookie
Mekhi Lemon.
Len, not him out there. There are times when they're just like, they just lock those guys down. I know they're good, but I think they got to play some man to man. They got, but see the way Vic though, I guess he can't take sleeping at night if he gives up a big play, man. He doesn't get any sleep much. Because he's not taking those safeties and bringing them up. So, they got to play more man than they have played. But that'll be his call. But he's not giving up the deep ball. Vic does not believe in giving up the deep ball, and I can't blame him. I mean, he's had a lot of success playing the game like that.
Jalen Hurts' camp has been what to Gary Cobb so far?
Well, he's getting better in the offense. He's getting better in the offense where he knows where he's going with the ball. He's having a good camp. But the big thing he's doing is getting more comfortable in this offense. And
is he working on things that he's never worked on before?
Yeah.
As a passer?
Well, they talk about all the stuff with his footwork. Everything is about his footwork. He talks about his footwork, and that's the big thing with this offense is. The footwork of the quarterback will make things a lot smoother with the timing. That if he, does things right with his drop, that when he gets to the end of his drop, there'll be somebody open for him to go to throw the ball to. So I see that he's getting more and more comfortable in the offense. But like I said, they're giving him a lot of reps, boy. This is his, where each day. He's got to be getting, 90% of the plays. It's Jalen.
Gary, is this fair to say? It looks like the first 5 years with Jalen, they worked so much with his athleticism and with his dual threat capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Now all I hear is progression, footwork, reads.
Mm-hmm.
These are things I didn't hear in the first 5 years.
Yeah.
So to me now, you think they're technically more coaching him to be the pocket guy compared to what they did the first 5 years? Because, Gary, I never heard footwork.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard progression reading.
Yeah.
I never heard Nick talking about going through 1, 2. I heard it today.
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing that. It's almost like they're coaching him completely different than the way they did his first 5 years.
Yeah, well, I think it's some because the offense is new. At the same time, he's going to be running with the ball some, because the coaches clearly come out and said that that he does not want to take that part of the game away because it's something the defense has got to worry about. So they're going to have some times where they're going to run some bootlegs with him and do different things to let him take off with the ball, and then they don't discourage him from dropping in the pocket, and if he doesn't see what he wants, because the coach was saying this, is that they know that other teams, the things that keep them up at night is they're worried about Jalen and his legs. And he says, they're going to do all those things that they want. They do not want him to take that away from this offense. So they encourage him that at times, if he feels like he sees something, go ahead and take off because it's going to be on tape. It's something else for the other team to worry about. And they know that, he's come in great shape, and you can see the way he, if anything, looks a little quicker. And he can run, and they're encouraging him. They want that to be part of they thought that that maybe they didn't do enough of that last year. But him taking off creates problems for the defense. It doesn't create problems for the Eagles. It creates problems for the opponent. So they don't want him to, hey, if you see something, go ahead and take off. Because be good to have that on tape. And you can see the way they're talking about it, that they know that it creates a problem, especially in the red zone. When you're playing man down there, which, everybody loves to play man down there. And you're in man, and all of a sudden you got everybody covered, and then he just cuts your heart out by taking off and running the ball down to the 2-yard line or something, for 20 yards. And now they got a first down, and your chances of stopping them are very, very, very little, very small. So they want him to, they want him to scramble. They want that as part of the game. But I think that they encourage him. Like I said, they want him to utilize his legs for that to be something the other team has got to worry about. But the offense and everything, till Devontae gets in there, they need him on the field, and with him he's not out there, and Lemon also, it could be two of their, the receivers that he's going to all the time, and they're not out there. So he's getting very comfortable in the offense, but he doesn't have the guys he'll be throwing to out there as much.
Gary, two last ones here for you, and I want to go back to maybe a question that I may have even said something to you last week on, but after everything we heard with Lane Johnson and after everything you're watching in practice.
Oh, man, Lane. Oh, boy.
How about this?
Yeah.
Who's the most important Eagle you can't live without? I'm going to ask you this again here. Do you think it's Lemon or do you think it's Lane?
I think it's probably be Lane, because Lane seems to, he's not the coach of the offensive line, but it almost sometimes it seems like he is, because he because those guys look up to him so much, and he's talking to them about, when they're in there looking at film, and Lane is in there talking, he's talking in their meetings and things. And he just is he's just a level-headed guy. All the guys respect him a great deal. They have all the respect in the world, all of the offensive line. And, he was just talking about the some of the plays they're going to be running, and the way he broke it down, like he was talking about how when they're running to the right, that a lot of times those backside blocks are going to be the most important blocks, because if the back does not see something on that right side, he's going to end up breaking it back, and the keys are going to be them blocking off those guys and creating a lane for them so that Saquon can cut back and everything. And you're just going like, from, being a defensive player, daggone it, man. Why are you saying that? Because that is a key. Daggone it, you're talking about cutting the heart out of a defense.
Ugh.
They stop the guy to the front side, and doggone, he cuts it back and runs for 15 yards, and everybody, man, Get in your man. What are you supposed to be in
Hey,
the shop, man?
hey.
What are you doing? You know,
Gary,
everybody's mad.
you get back in your huddle. Like, remember what he said? Get deep as the ball. What are you doing, guy?
That's
Right?
right.
And the guy's breaking it outside.
And you know, guys are tired too because you know you ran over there and everything. And everybody's in the huddle, and first down, man. Everybody's mad.
Yeah, you're like, damn, dude.
And see, Lane though, it's almost like when he's talking that he might be in the meeting room putting in the you know, telling everybody, make sure, hey, you know, on that backside, if you get in that guy's way and leave that lane there, that's going to be the key. And he's just a level-headed guy, and you see he's got great communication with all of his teammates. And he's very important to that team, you know. And I can see why they talk about these stats of how the Eagles have won so much when he's in there playing, and when he's not, that the numbers are terrible. And you can see why is that he's level-headed, and he's probably coaching out there during the game too, and keeping everybody going in the right direction. But the guys have a lot of respect for him because some of these kids, he's really he probably should give him part of the coach's check.
Hey, so wait a minute. They're finally here. How has Sean Mannion and Chris Cooper looked so far in camp?
I well, the guys like. I mean, I like what Cooper's doing with the way he works out his line and everything. He has those guys doing a lot of, working on their fundamentals of everything they're doing, and he really works them too. Because some of the guys, commented on that a little bit, because like they like to get over there and take a break, and now he's got them going doing their drills and stuff, but. And Mannion, we're going to see. I mean, he's put in his offense, and it's not smooth. You can see that the offense is behind the defense. They're out there. So Jalen loves what he's doing and everything, but we're going to see. We're going to see there because, they're not getting the best of the defense. The defense has been getting the best of them.
Absolutely here. Well, JAKIB,
yeah.
I can't wait to see if they play any of these guys. I'm with you. I don't believe that they're going to do it. And I don't believe that they're going to play those guys. Yeah. Maybe they play them in the second one a little bit, but we'll see. I'm with you here, man. So we shall see. JAKIB, we'll catch you next week. Thank you, brother.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Appreciate you. That's Gary Cobb there. So just coming down now. Most guarantees at signing for a DT in NFL history. 105.9. Money in new millions, 105.9 million in new money. 35.3 million. Average salary. 101 million total guarantee. 63.35 million fully guaranteed at signing. He signs the most guarantees of any defensive tackle in NFL history. Quinnen Williams, Dallas Cowboys. And Nicole Lynn, Clutch Sports. Third largest contract ever for a D lineman, secures Williams' future, and the most guarantees of any defensive tackle in NFL history. Quinnen Williams. Woo! How you doing? That's total nonsense. Brian Johnson implemented a complete passing offense, and he got fired. Kellen Moore attempted the same. They had to pivot y'all to the run game because of Hurts' shortcomings. Oh, no. Spurger, that's going to be an absolute talking point. Sean Mannion's going to get this passing game going, whereas Kellen Moore and Brian Johnson failed. That's totally true. Dallas better make the playoffs. Now paying that kind of money. Oh, yeah, that's big money. I always tell you, look at the guarantees. That's the true, real money. How much money? That was the thing that Patrick Mahomes had. if you remember right, Mahomes was like the 13th or 14th highest paid quarterback, but the guy had like $390 million in guaranteed cash. More money than any quarterback in the NFL. And then they restructured his deal, this current one, to make sure that he's making 63, which meant they gave him more of the money they already owed him in full guarantees. All they did was fully guarantee it more. 3 years, right, not 4. No excuses. Nicole Lynn got Quinnen paid, but not Jalen Hurts. That's why it was so smart to get advice and Carter done early. Okay? Let me see something here. What did Carter get in guarantees? Jalen Carter contract. What did he get in guaranteed money? Jalen Carter deal. What did he get in full guarantees? He got $106.8 million total guaranteed over 4 years. And Williams got, what is it? 101 over 3. Is that right? Quinnen Williams have agreed to a 3-year, $105.9 extension to make him one of the highest paid DTs. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got $101 million in total guarantees over 3 years and not 4 years. So I see why he's made the most money when it comes to fully guaranteed cash. Whew. Man, Quinnen Williams got a bag. Lesser years, too. And no 5th-year option on any of that stuff. We paid our DTs right in time. Dude, I'm going to tell you this, Leon. That guy up in Seattle's going to make the next big bag. That guy in Seattle's going to make a gigantic bag. Yeah, remember, he got it over 3, not 4. Dude, both deals are phenomenal. And remember something else. You got those incentives to make in Carter's deal. We got to wait and see what Quinnen Williams' deal is too. Well, once it goes through the NFL Players Association and the league office. Let's see. 26.5 per for JC and 33 for Q. Shorter time, too. It's a lot of money. And he's a great football player. That kid in Seattle's going to make the next bag. I just hope the one we get paid gets himself into good cardio conditioning, because we need him as a dependable and consistent run stopper. Cowboys players never perform when they get contracts. Guy's a Cardinal fan. Really? And he's talking about players getting paid and never living up to it? Well, it's rich. How come Williams got a deal but no Pickens? All because they feel more comfortable with Quinnen Williams. Quinnen better than JC. I think Quinnen Williams is more consistent than Jalen Carter. I think he's a more consistent player. Jalen Carter can get beat by average guys. I don't see Williams getting beat like that. Both great players. Jalen got paid $50 million to win a championship, of which he delivered, which is more than any of those other chokers, Allen and Prescott. That's, again, I have no idea how players are paid. Players aren't paid on winning championships. Look at the top 10 quarterbacks. None of them have won championships except for Mahomes. Top 10 highest paid quarterbacks right now. None of them have won Super Bowls. I know what you're talking about. JC was a monster out of the gate. Well, I wouldn't say he had a great year last year. Yeah, if Carter is motivated, watch out. It seems it too. A lot of people are saying you're paid on speculation. Yeah. Jalen Hurts has already been paid for what he's done. The Eagles got to figure out if he's the future. That's what they're doing now. And that's why they haven't paid him yet. Jalen was paid before he won. Before he won was the point. No, Jalen was paid after the Super Bowl. When he went to the Super Bowl, he got paid in the offseason. What? Dude, I'm a fan. I could give a shit why, or how much players get paid. I want to win. Well, you should, because that's how your football team is built. Bro, if you don't have a conversation of how your football team is built, you don't really know how the NFL works. Didn't Jalen win on 24 as a top 10 paid guy, Sills? I think so. I'm talking about today. I think he did. No, that contract hadn't kicked in, but he had signed it. So it's semantics, Drew. But I would say yes. Hurts is definitely the future, and we'll get a big bad after we win the Super Bowl again. Well, if you don't win the Super Bowl, hey, Alfredo, you've got to have a conversation at the end of this year, whether he wins it or not. He's only got $20 million going into next year. Nicole Lynn's not going to send him into 27 without a contract extension. He's not. Or a trade. Pick one. At the end of this year, the Eagles will have the toughest decision in the Howie Roseman era on what to do with Hurts, especially if you don't win. If you don't win a Super Bowl or go exceptionally far, the conversation will be, are you paying him or not? And then you go see if someone else will pay him. Either way, those talks are coming. March 18th, 2027, those talks will begin, whether he wins or not. That's true, Sills, but I'm saying he's getting an extension. I'm confident in that. All right. Okay. Well, let me ask you something, Alfredo. Don't you think if Jalen Hurts was given a contract extension, say in January, February, March, April, maybe you could have attracted one of those big-time coordinators like Brian Dable and like Mike McDaniel to Philadelphia instead of settling on a guy who's never called plays? You think? Would have showed those guys you had, faith in the future of Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. Sills is wrong about Mike Cards. We have all the talent on this team. The Lions are a worse franchise than us. Folks, I don't really have to debate the fucking Cardinals. They've been a train wreck since they moved from Chicago. Talking Cardinal football? It's like talking Temple football. Jalen's future depends on the O-line and the run game. If the run game is top 10, Hurts will be fine. How he pays and rewards his guys. Jalen is his guy. He'll get an extension. Hope he plays well. Wait a minute. What if he doesn't play well? Do you think he still gives it to him? If he plays like last year, puts up the same numbers as a year ago, and the team wins 11 games and gets bounced in the divisional round, you think Hurts gets that extension? Jay Brown, you think he gets that extension if Jalen plays as well as he did last year and they win 11 games and they get bounced in the divisional round? They win the wild card or they win the divisional round, whatever. You think Hurts gets an extension? They would have paid him already. So he played like last year in 24 too. He has to either play much better, probably won't happen, or you have to make a deep run in the playoffs, okay? That's true, Sills, but I'm just saying he's getting an extension. I'm confident of that. Like I said, if you think he plays like 3,300 yards, they win 11 games, they get bounced in the divisional round, you think he gets an extension? $63 million. Really? No way. No freaking way is that guy getting that money. You're not paying that guy $63 million because there's no upside. That's the guy you're getting. Get this. Yes. Hurts will get a contract extension regardless of how he plays. He won a division after a Super Bowl hangover. Hurts passport, bro. No way. I completely 1,000% disagree with you. This is the BS that Zander needs to vindicate to him. He kind of does. If it wasn't with stipulations, he's already would have had it. He did it, Sills. I know he did. And you were paid for it. Now we're talking about future. He's been paid for it. You don't get paid for what you did. You get paid for what you're going to do. Do you really think that Mannion is just going to ignore what Hurts is as a quarterback? Hurts is not going anywhere regardless of the season's outcome. He's earned at least another year with Mannion. No, he hasn't. Well, he doesn't have that in his contract. By the way, I think the Dallas Cowboys have a better roster without Micah Parsons than they did a year ago with. They're a better roster. Not a better team. I don't know that yet. But the Cowboys have a better roster. The Dallas Cowboys have gotten better as a roster. Okay? They still have to go out and play and prove it. Seals, do you think there's any world where Jalen takes a contract under 60 if he plays poorly and the Eagles don't want to pay that? What happens? It's a good convo. Would you take less money to feel more in the comfort zone? Because I'll tell you what, Jalen Hurts going on the open market versus staying in Philly, how much is peace of mind knowing that you got Howie Roseman? How much is that worth to Jalen? You know, you could go to a place that's got bad general managers. You could go to the Jets. You could go to places like Arizona and die. Arizona, the Jets, Cleveland, those are all shitholes if you want to go die as a quarterback. So they're all shitholes. So, like, how much and how important is it if you're Hurts? Damn, I really didn't play great, but they want me back. I'll take 57, 58. Let's get a deal done, 3-year contract, even a 2-year contract. And we'll do 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Maybe he does do that. And it's worth me not to have that additional $5 million. Brady did it. You know what is crazy? Smitty will be 28 this year. The offense is about to change and get younger over the next 1 to 3 years. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Bring me Cam Coleman. Dan, do you think if we win the Super Bowl, but the offense was the same as last year, would they pay him still? No. Well, they may pay for stability. Ramir, they might pay for stability. They might. Jalen is ranked 17th best quarterback. Jalen is 57th in the top 100. USA Today says the Eagles aren't a top 10 team. Somehow the most pressure's on Jalen. Go figure. He's a quarterback. Welcome to the NFL. Brady also has a billionaire. No. Brady had a billionaire wife. Eagles got to deal with Quinnen Williams. Now for the next 4 to 5 years. You better beef up the middle of your offensive line. Quinnen Williams was a factor last year, especially in that comeback win. He's a really good football player, dude. Jalen Knight's giving Hurts credit for what the team did is sickening. Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, team wins, it's on Hurts, even though it was Barkley. Still says Malachi Tony coming out this year. I want that kid to replace Saquon so bad. He's incredible. Well, he's a receiver. But I don't think he can. He was 18 years old last year. Malachi Tony was 18. I think he's got to stay one more year. He's one of the best talented wide receivers I've ever seen at the University of Miami. I love the kid. Talk to him often. He's grounded. A lot of people I know love him. Mario gives us a chance to talk to all these kids. So, I mean, he was 18 years old at the start of the season. Like when they beat A&M, he was 18 years old. Plus, he's making $2.5 million a year. Williams is about to be 29 years old. He got 2 years of elite play. 49ers will be in the basement soon. Stay calm. Dude, the word basement and Cardinals are synonymous with one another. Who is this guy? My friends, hey, Nad, the word basement and Cardinals is synonymous with each other. I mean, I mean, it's synonymous. Hey, when you think of basement football teams, who do you think of? The Cardinals, the Browns, the Jets, the Titans, the Cardinals. Hey, I've talked more Cardinal football than I have in 25 years. Cardinals. There's Cardinal fans? I didn't even know that was such a thing. The Cardinals have fans? Is Williams was better, like you say, he would have gotten more money than JC. He got more guaranteed money. Let's check in on all of Sills' real quarterbacks. Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, all they're either missed the tournament or didn't make and are better. Bro, every one of those quarterbacks are better than your boy. Remember, like I said, you don't have to be elite to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to assume this Cardinal guy's trolling. I am too. If Jake Elliott was a Cardinal, he would blame the heat. We had some windy games in Philly. You know, the conditions a year ago were not conducive to kicking. And so, like, you know, right? I never thought I'd find a guy who actually had the balls to go to bat for the Cardinals. I mean, hey, way to go, my friend. Thank you. I got to hand it to him. He's trolling away over here. Cardinal fandom. Hey, like, my question would be, like, what do you cheer? Finishing what? 6-11? Is that like your highlight? Hey, dude, if we go 6-11, that's a fucking win. If our offense finishes 23rd, if our defense is 29th or 30th, we're making progress. Jalenites and the Lemonites are sitting down eating dinner, writing down excuses if their season goes to shit or south. How you doing? Cardinals and basement. I love you so. I will say that Carson Beck, he did, man. Carson Beck looked good. He did. Jake Elliott can only kick on a new moon. Rumor has it he uses the tides. Hey, yeah, make sure when Zander's talking to John McMullen, hey, listen, we need a weather like person now on the postgame and pregame to make sure that Jake's going to have a good night. Because I know now I'm going to bet and put my money. If it's windy, shit, Jake Elliott's useless. If it's a calm day, hey, I might put some money on him. Holy cow. Jake Elliott. If it's snowy or I didn't get my pedicure that day, I don't know if I'm going to kick well or not. Can't play football outside in the desert. Maybe like in December. Cardinals claim the fame is having Larry Fitzgerald on their team for 10 years. Yeah, doing shit with him. And you choked 3 Super Bowls away. I got to hand it to this guy. Think of what he just said. And you choked 3 Super Bowls away. Okay. Yeah. Too bad, right? They've gone to, what is it? How many? They've won 2. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Been to 5 Super Bowls. How many times do you think you guys have won a division in the last 100 years? 5? Yeah, he is. He's hilarious. Jim Hart. Last MVP, baby. 1975. He He's getting attention. I tip my hat. I'm no fake fan. I know my team has talent. Hey, I know my team's good. I know we only win 5 games a year. I know and get this. How about this? We're paying a guy $38 million to be the starting quarterback in Minnesota. And we're going to land a Carson Beck. And we don't have a lot of water in the desert out here. So we suck on cactus. That's how we are real men out here. We suck on cactus out here in Arizona. Sills, have you heard how Ruben Bain is doing in Bucks camp? Yeah, I heard he's owning it with his short arms. Best bum south of Provo. Oh, man. Actually, your mom would. The AI even knows. No, hey, what's this? Let me see something here. Chat CBT. Are the Arizona Cardinals known as a good NFL franchise? No. The Cardinals are not historically known as a good franchise. In fact, they are widely considered by analysts and fans to be the least successful and most struggling team in pro football history. Oldest franchise founded in 1898 and playing in the NFL since 1920. They are the oldest continuous run professional football team in the United States. No. Williams just got paid from Dallas. Big dough. Yeah. Big cash. Hey, I wish it would say it. The Arizona Cardinals, are they a good NFL franchise? They're considered, get this, their all-time record is 596 and 826. 0 Super Bowl titles. Founded in 1898. I know my history. Any word on how your boy Macaulay Culkin-Burrow is doing under center? I don't have to worry about. Hey, get this. You know what's great? Original Philly. I don't have to worry about Joe Burrow under center. I don't have to worry about Joe Burrow's footwork. I don't have to worry about Joe Burrow in the pocket. I don't have to worry about Joe Burrow progression reading. Nobody's talking to him like that on your footwork and reading defenses. It's all good. Sills, as an ex-lineman and Williams getting paid top 5 DTs, yeah, he's worth it. I said the next kid's going to be that Seattle guy. I've always wanted Larry Fitzgerald to win a ring. Great player, an even better person. His father was spectacular, too. Sills, give the Cardinal fan a break. It's 1:15 here. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, so he's saying he's overheated. So he's like having delusional thoughts right now that his team's good. Got it. Word is, Burrow's strong. What a fucking lie. All his stunts are getting blown up. He's not reading defenses as good as you think. Oh, okay. Joe Burrow. But Hurts is, right? Original? Hold on. Original. Who do you think would be better under center? Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow? Original. Who's having a better camp. That's under center. He's eating his ass. Okay, original. So who do you think is playing better under center? Oh, my God. Deshae said the Seattle defensive tackle was about to get paid. I was wondering who he was talking about. Let's see here. Leonard Williams. He's in the final year of his $64.5 million deal. Projected to make $29 million this year. Leonard Williams is going to get paid. He's in the final year of his deal. There you go. That's a true comment. Burrow would be in the NFC Championship game every year with weapons Hurts has, and would be a Super Bowl MVP the fans actually voted for. Only thing you have to worry about with Burrow is playing a full season. Yes. George Pickens is about to get paid. You could keep rage baiting the fearless minds in this chats, but you won't convince me we are not going to be solid this year. Yes. As a matter of fact, I get that list in about 2 weeks. From 25, I'm on that panel. And I've already been told Gronkowski, I'll just tell you flat out, Gronkowski's going to be on every one of my list as a first ballot. And so is Adrian Peterson. Now, I could say this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 8. His last 8 years was very underwhelming. He did the majority of his work from 7 to 2015. Outside of that, very pedestrian at the tail end. But 14,918 rushing. And 120 touchdowns is going to get him first ballot. Seals, can you do a Jets and Cards breakdown on which team is better? I'll take the Cardinals. They actually have a quarterback. I'll take the Cardinals. I'm as objective of a fan as one could be. To pretend like we don't have concerns, new system, lemon, real deal, O-line health, being good wide receiver court is just disingenuous. Get real, Eagle fans. Well, it's got to put it all out there. We got to see what they do. That dude, I call him Joe Namath Burrow. Jets do have a ring. He's so bad. He's down so bad, he reverted to racist stuff in the chat. Nad in shambles. Let's see here. Yes. I actually think the Cardinals are better than the Jets. Jets ain't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Geno Smith is their quarterback again. Is that right? Dude, 49ers next to your organization? It's like America and like Venezuela. You're like comparing Venezuela to America when you compare the Cardinals to the Niners or Costa Rica. Hey, let's compare Costa Rica to America. You mean that's like the Cardinals and the Niners? It's, I mean, the Cardinals. I live in New York, and they all call Joe name of the bomb. Are you kidding me? He's the only one who got him a Super Bowl ring. Not only that, he's the father of the contract. He helped get money, $414,000 by Sonny Werbling, who was the agent for Marilyn Monroe. Did you know that, Kim? The former owner of the Jets was the agent for Marilyn Monroe and all the Hollywood stars. And that's why Joe got that contract. Sonny Werbling, I think his name was. Sonny Werbling was at MCA. And he was the agent and the head of, he was the head of MCA. And he ran all the big, like he was Marilyn Monroe's agent. I think he was Paul Newman's agent. I think he was Robert Redford's agent. Yeah. And then when he got Namath, that deal. And here's something else, Kim. By the way, Mr. Cardinal, how about this? You know why he didn't sign with the Cardinals? Namath was going to be taken by the Cardinals in the NFL draft. And you know why he didn't want to go to the Cardinals? So the Cardinals didn't want to pay him the big money. They were going to give him a radio show. And then Joe went like this: I want a big Lincoln with suicide doors on it. Sonny Werbling goes, what color? He goes, black. And he got Joe Namath a Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. And that's how he got the deal done, signing with the Jets instead of the Cardinals. There's a little history for you. Yeah. It was between the St. Louis Cardinals, which are now the Arizona Cardinals, and the New York Jets on who was going to get Namath. Arizona had his rights. And Arizona brought him in, and they were trying to cut a contract with him. And then the contract, they were like, yeah, no, they're not going to pay. They were going to pay him half the money. So Sonny Werbling came in and gave him $425,000. Nobody in pro football was even making anything near what Namath made. And that's how the contract started escalating, was because of Namath. It's a true story. Yeah, I'm not signing the NFL. All right, let's pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America, for a reason. It is because they win. Here we are in football season, and I tell you, there's no firm like Morgan & Morgan. Folks, I tell you about the family in Pennsylvania that was initially offered $650,000. They got nearly $30 million in settlement. Or the family in Florida that was initially offered $350K. They got nearly $12 million in settlement. There is no firm like them. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the Gossip King.
Oh,
Did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
Had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
bathroom. Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
So Andy Reid is going to play his starters in 2 of the 3 exhibition games. You're really going to put Mahomes out there coming off of a knee injury of a year ago? And you're going to put Mahomes in that exhibition game? Man. You could blow your whole season up. Dude, if Mahomes gets hurt in game 1 of the regular season, that's football. If Mahomes gets hurt in the first exhibition game of the year, that's stupidity. I mean, that's ridiculous. Hey, bro, I don't confuse anything with Joe Burrow. Burrow, excellent mechanics with production. Confuses Burrow's excellent mechanics with production. Throwing the ball up to the best wide receiver in the league. Bro, are you under the... You've had A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and have had the shittiest passing offenses in pro football for 5 years. What's that as an excuse? What are you talking about? You're making it sound like Hurts has had hamburger the last 4 years. What are you talking about? You had one of the best backs and 2 of the best receivers in pro football and still a shitty passing game. What are you talking about? You're right. Burrow has Higgins and he has Chase. Well, he utilizes them. Yeah. Too bad your quarterback is at the bottom 10. And get this. Hurts is talking about feet in year 7 and mechanics in year 7. Good luck. Good luck, guy. Hey, I'm working on my feet and my mechanics in year 7 at 30. Okay. I'm sure that will work out well. Likely AJ and Smitty would fight for the ball. Seals, did you see the BS SI said about Cunningham? She deserved it. The fuck is going? Hey, I said this over the weekend on my TV show. I refuse to cover the WNBA like a real league. It's like covering the Kardashians. You can't take them people serious. There's nothing serious about the WNBA. It's a freak show. They don't know what a chick is. They can't legislate fouls. So I can't take you serious anymore. And I refuse to cover you like a mainstream league. So I won't take you serious. I think you're a joke. So I'm going to cover you like a joke. It's stupid. It's like the housewives of the NBA. Or it's like the Jersey Shore. You can't take them serious. Look at this. If you are white and or straight, you'll be victimized in that WNBA. Which is unbelievable. Dude, when a guy plays next to a player and you have a teammate, you're not supposed to see color. You're supposed to see your brother or your sister. I don't know how you get there. If you see color with your teammate, you got a problem. You got a problem. And you're not really a teammate. Who in their right mind looks at their teammate and goes, hey, my black teammate, Jerome Brown? Who would say that? It's like crazy. Race shouldn't matter. Dude, when you're building a football team and you're building, hey, dude, race is taught to you. Racism is taught to you. It's taught to you. When you're a young kid, you grow up, you don't know that. Society teaches you racism. Teammates, I see family. Correct. I love every single one of my ex-teammates that I played with at Miami. Shit, some of the guys with the Bucks, the Cowboys, are still dear friends to me. Lions, same thing. Mark Spindler, Chris Spielman, those guys are dear friends of mine. Race is taught, dude. That's the one thing I can say. You always stayed firm on. You don't see color, Sills. Much respect. Dude. This dude over here taught me so much on how to, it was the greatest education of my life going to Miami. I went to a predominantly white school in Connecticut. And when I got to Miami, it was the greatest thing ever happened to me. Ever. And all those guys went over to my home, my grandpa, and had dinners and like would stop over. We didn't have that in our house when we were growing up. My grandfather loved Jerome Brown, Alonzo Highsmith, Michael Irvin. I loved them guys. My aunt loves Michael Irvin. Thank you for your comment about race. Means a lot. Dude, racism is taught to kids. Man, you know, the coolest thing about our team, by the way, I love that. Here's the headline too, which is really cool. Let me show you this thing here. And what I loved about it, somebody sent it to me today. And my wife goes like this, they're still talking about you guys? This is so cool. So this is today's headline in CNN.com. And here's the headline. Let me blow it up. I don't know if you got to be able to read it. Probably not. Let's see here. Decades in sports, how the 80s Hurricanes became one of the most hated teams in sports history. And this article came out like yesterday. It's a great article. And it talks about all of us playing together. It talked about all of us being brothers and how we fought for one another. Dude, I'll tell you a really cool story about Michael Irvin. So Michael and I, we hung out a lot. And Michael and I hung out a ton. So I remember we went to a gas station once. And a couple days we did this. We had this broken down car. What was it? It was like a Duster. And we went and got gas. The guy, I go like this. Guy turned on the pump. Right outside the university. I put the gas in. You know, we went and got some hamburgers or some shit. And we went back to the dorm. Michael stayed in my quad. Jerome, all them guys were in our quad. So we go back. The next day we go out. Goes, hey, let's go get some burgers and shit. So we did again. Michael this time went up and went to the guy and said, hey, can you turn a pump on? The guy goes, and the guy goes, and I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I get out of the car and I go, why are you calling him up? You didn't call me up. You want him to show ID? And he goes, yeah. And I went, fuck that. We're out of here. Michael goes, let's just get the gas. I go, no way. Because you know why? That would make me look like I endorsed that. That this piece of shit made you have to show your ID because you're black. I'm out of here. We're out of here. Mike looked over at me. He goes, you didn't have to do it. I go, yeah, I did. For me, not for you. Because I don't ever want that guy to think that I would tolerate that. That wasn't about you, kid. That was about me. That was about how I looked at the situation. And Mike went around and told everybody that, what Sileo did. And I was like, yo, well, no, that would make me look like I was cool with that. Fuck that. I'm not cool with that. Same thing happened. We did that in LA when we went to training camp at an old oak tree. The guy didn't ask me for my driver's license. I got pants. And then the guy asked Michael Irvin, because he bought some slacks and stuff, show him ID. I said, I'm taking my shit back. Mike goes, I knew you would do that. I go, fuck that, bro. Not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, that shit don't go down with me. You tolerate shit like that, and people, if you sit in a room and become a witness to it, and you're a witness to that shit, you're just as guilty as the guy putting that bullshit on him. You can't tolerate that stuff. I would never tolerate something like that around me, because it made people think that, like one time, somebody was beating up a dog in front of my wife, and we really loved this guy. I said, you hit that dog again, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. I never was friends with him again. I said, if you hit that dog, I'm going to hit, Willie, I'm going to knock the shit out of you. And the guy looked at me and goes, you're kidding me. I go, no, I'm going to fuck you up if you hit that dog again. We never were friends again. And I really liked the guy. My wife did too. But I'm not that guy. Oh yeah, I'm going to go with the group. Yeah, well, I don't go with the group. That's why all these opinion shows formed instead of actual news, so they couldn't get sued. Man, how many rescue animals do we have in my house? Let me think. Well, I can't talk about one because I might be prosecuted by a certain state's government because my wife and my daughter have like Patty Hearst somebody, so I'm going to be quiet on that one. But let's see. Daff, Steve, and Vinny. Yeah, I'm not supposed to say that name because I'm afraid the authorities will come and especially Trump with the ISIS agents and shit. I don't know. I don't want anybody knocking on my door because there's supposed to be a campus cat still killing birds and rats. And I'm not allowed or at liberty to say his name out loud because I might get prosecuted and have to turn somebody in. I don't know. Yeah, my daughter and my wife, Patty Hearst somebody. They completely like kidnapped this cat. What? Nobody knows who Patty Hearst is? Okay, well, she was kidnapped. Oh, and by the way, my wife is also a notorious gerbil stealer. Hamsters, excuse me. My wife's a notorious hamster captor too. And what she did was she built these. It was like the Trump Tower. No, wait, that can't be. I can't use that one. So wait a minute. It was more like the Taj Mahal. My wife had all these like little like hotels built for these hamsters, and the one hamster made it. She's like, "Oh my God, he made it to New Year!" And sure enough, an hour later, the guy did a dirt nap. Yep. That's the hard work there. Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about my black cat because I think he's on the FBI's most visible cat that's been missing. And there's a statewide PPP or APP out on him. Have you seen this guy? He's got a cut ear. And if you pet him too much, he's an asshole. I had a child friend whose father brainwashed him over summer to hate all minorities. He became quiet and hated us. We're on the same football team. People nicknamed Mike Myers dog. You walk into that Miami Hurricane locker room and you start talking your white bullshit, yeah, that ain't going to work. That wasn't going to work. And that's why Jerome, he was so big for me. He's like, Sileo, you're not white. You're Italian. White guys don't run that fast. By the way, I posted something so cool. My great-grandpa's citizenship, 1943, our family became a citizen of the United States. He's from southern Italy, and it's pretty cool. It's the his name was Vito. How you doing? And that's when I told Danielle. Danielle used to talk to me about American history, and I'm like, that shit has nothing to do with us. My family, my grandpa was in this state, in this country for 32 years before he got his citizenship. Came through Ellis Island. Such intelligent dog's mind is so smart. She manipulates me into what she wants, and she learned tricks and potty. So, hey, let me tell you this, Jason. My dog will do this. See, what's happened with my dog, if my wife leaves the house for any extended period of time, my dog goes into a vapor lock, and all of a sudden, his life starts ending. So there's like a 4-day limit on it. The 5th day, he's in his bed upside down, and there's not much life left. He comes home, it's all good. And everywhere my wife goes, she's like Dr. Doolittle. They follow her. Yeah, my dog's got depression. I'm sorry? The cat's going on a hunger strike. I'm not eating anything the fat guy gives me. That's not happening. I don't care if you put it on a gold tray. I'm not eating that. Yep, that's not happening. All right, let me pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, a number one injury law firm in all of America, for a reason. And it is because they win. Folks, there is no company like Morgan & Morgan that will defend you and your family if you've ever injured on the job. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason the Karate Master was the #1 salesman in the lumber department.
Karate.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Got football this weekend, too, for the Eagles against the Ravens. The next week, it's AJ week. One thing I'll take away from the first week and a half of practice with the Eagles, man, they're going over and over on selling us on a couple things. Sean Mannion and Chris Cooper. Wow. Markel Bell is the best talent I've seen in Philadelphia. That was Lane Johnson saying that. Hey, Willie Lampkin, man, is he really doing well. Okay, So Willie Lampkin is now playing better, and Markel Bell is getting better coaching. Now, again, I get he wasn't on the football team a year ago. I get it. But boy, man, that seems to be like overselling it. And then I was listening to Birds 365. By the way, stay tuned. They got a special coming up here too. Where like Sean Mannion is like, yeah, hey, boy, this guy, Mekhi Lemon, his work ethic, all the things that he's doing, how engaged he is, and yet the guy's been limited to getting on the football field. You don't have, the more you overcook stuff like that, the more you look at it and go, well, it's not genuine. Let's see what they do when they get into September. What is that? And it's like 37 days away to the September Commander game. I mean, give me a break, dude. Lane is a company guy, just like Jalen. I don't mind a company guy at the end of your career when you've played so long and a football team was so great to you. Look, dude, when you're Lane Johnson and you've got that kind of reputation and you've performed for an organization like that, of course you're going to love the place. They should love him, and he should love them. I don't have a problem with that. Being a company guy, no. That's bro, the organization has paid him well, has given him an opportunity to become a Hall of Fame football player, which he's taken advantage of. And I really don't have a problem with Lane saying, hey, Markel Bell looks like the next guy. Whether Markel Bell's the guy or not will only be determined once he gets out there and plays. Starting wide receiver, where Devontae Smith and Wicks with wide receiver 3 and 4 will be by committee with Lemon, Hollywood, and Elijah Moore. Okay? All right. Guys, I appreciate you. We are getting into football week. Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, the Eagles play the Ravens. We appreciate you. Please hit the like button. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 to 6, and we will catch you on the flip side.